Hey, look at us. Who would have thought? Not me.
Who'd have thought? Setting up, done. Redirecting to YouTube. Huzzah, YouTube!
YouTube!
Who'd have thought we'd have gotten to the playoffs?
Hey, look at us. Who would have thought?
Oh, God.
Who'd have thought?
It's broadcasting audio back at me. This is bad. Setting up, done.
Shit.
Okay, good. Now that YouTube is muted, I don't hear myself again and again and again and again.
And again and again and again.
And now to share it with people, so that people actually know we're live streaming.
I'll do the intro.
I mean, we're already live streaming, but go ahead, intro it.
Welcome to This Week in Blernsball, to the Mandatorium. I am your co-host, Ben Bloom. With me, as always, is executive producer Jacob Morris. Welcome to the 35th episode spectacular. We're doing another live episode. This time, it's for realsies. Playoff baseball, ladies and gentlemen. Take it away.
We're doing it live.
Oh man, this is gonna be fun. It's the first day of the 2020 MLB postseason, and we're gonna be giving you a live, air quotes, broadcast, air quotes, of the Toronto, air quotes, Blue Jays against the Tampa Bay Rays in the first game of one of the 4 American League wildcard series.
That's still weird to think about. 4 wildcard series, and yet here we are. Toronto, Tampa. Man, Buffalo is totally counting this as a Buffalo playoff berth, aren't they?
Absolutely. As long as this doesn't end in Brett Hull's foot in the crease, I think we're going to be just fine.
Womp womp.
Or poor Kenny Norwood going wide right.
Wide right.
Anyway, let's do a quick glimpse around the league, shall we? In the bottom of the 7th, the Chicago White Sox are leading the Oakland Athletics 3-0. And again, the White Sox coming in as the lower seeded team, but they have 2 potential MLB MVP candidates in Tim Anderson and Jose Abreu. And then looking over somewhat more centrally, we've got the Houston Trash Rose tied with the Minnesota Twins 1-1 in the top of the 8th.
That's been a very fun game to watch.
And I mean, today has just been just wall-to-wall baseball watching. And then later on tonight, we've got the New York Yankees against the Clevelands, which will round out things nicely.
Tomorrow is just going to be baseball heaven. 8 playoff games in one day.
Yes, we all need to do a Nixon jowl movement in order to get through that. Right now, though, if you take a look on your screen, which you can't because you're looking at our ugly mugs, you'll see Rays starting pitcher Blake Snell warming up on the mound. The Rays tonight in their navy blue softball tops, going up against the Blue Jays in their not powder blues. You don't need to know what they're wearing, just know that they're not wearing powder blue, and it's a sin against nature.
It is. Now, surprisingly, the Jays have both catchers in tonight. Alejandro Kirk at the DH spot. Mr.
El
Chunky
Capitan.
catcher himself. El Capitan, Alejandro Kirk. Now, even though Rowdy Tellez is active on the 28-man roster, they've chosen to go the route of Kirk.
And Blake Snell pipes it in for a strike 1 against Kevin Biggio. Again, what's likely going to happen is one of our streams is going to be ahead of the other, so we'll see how we do as the game progresses. Where are you at in your stream?
Snell is still warming up.
Well, he's taking some extended warm-up.
Yeah. I am going to back out and then restart, and then hopefully that will get us close.
And once again, This Week in Blernsball is brought to you by Slurm. It's highly addictive. Just don't ask what the secret ingredient is. Grunka lunka, secret ingredient. You must not ask about the secret ingredient.
Ah, yes, the Grunkalunkas.
But what about those armed guards? Grunka lunka, dunkity-darmed guards. Shut the hell up!
There we go. I've got Biggio on an 0-1 count. And ooh, that looked painful.
Yeah, that one was not fun. And it looks like Snell has, loosed it a bit. It's now a 2-2 count. Kevin Biggio, I mean, could not ask for a better leadoff hitter for these Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, he's really taken a page out of his dad's book. He has tremendous zone control.
2-2 pitch coming. Snell with that effortless motion, and strike three, high cheddar. Down goes Biggio.
Oh, I mean, to strike out Kevin Biggio is a accomplishment unto itself. The guy does not strike out easy.
And I mean, that could be a sign for what the Jays are in for tonight. Snell, he's healthy this season. He has the potential to go deep into this game. And again, these wildcard games are unpredictable. This series is best 2 out of 3, all 3 games being played consecutively. It's like an extended regular season. So every single at-bat matters.
Exactly. Now, the Jays chose to go a very interesting way with this. They've got Matt Shoemaker making the opening start.
And I mean, I don't know why you don't go with Ryu out of the gate. Like, he's been your horse throughout this season. I mean, again, this could be Charlie Montoyo trying to play us, but he's really playing himself. But then again, he is a Major League Baseball manager, and we aren't. So he could be onto something here.
I mean, I think there's a bit of galaxy braining going on here. Shoemaker has owned the Rays for the course of his career. Mm-hmm. I mean, owned. He's got one of the best ERAs in all of baseball against the Rays. And on the other hand, and then also to add to that, not on the other hand, you've got Ryu going on the extra day of rest, which he's been extra effective on. And you know that game 2 is going to be a make or break game, no matter which way game 1 goes. So you've got your ace going for that game. I understand all of these things, but you want your ace going in game 1. I mean,
sorry, I just
really want your ace.
I know, I'm with you there, and just watch this screaming liner by Biggio, fielded perfectly by Adames at shortstop. Gets it in time to allow it first. Bichette, sorry. Damn alliteration. Either way, they're both out.
Yes, either way, they are both out.
But Brandon Lau with a nice pick at first, and Willie Adames, who, I mean, people have written off Adames. Yeah, right?
Ooh, that ought to have been a single up the middle.
Yeah, but just some.
And then we go back to his dad, the ridiculously muscled Dante Bichette.
Yeah, Dante looks like he could go back to Coors Field right about now and club a couple dingers.
Dingers.
Looks like Randall Grichuk's up to the plate, and for those of you who are longtime listeners, it is no longer evil Randall Grichuk because the goatee is gone, replaced with some designer stubble.
No longer evil Randall Grichuk. Oh, evil Randall Grichuk. He seems to hit better when he's evil Randall Grichuk, though.
Don't we all? So I'm glad we're not talking about who's not in the postseason.
That is true. And I'm glad that we're talking about a postseason. I mean, for a long time, he should have swung at that pitch. For a long time, we were concerned that they were not going to get through this season and that this season wasn't going to happen. And here we are, end of September, postseason game 1.
We weren't concerned. We were convinced that there was not going to be a season. There were outbreaks on multiple teams. There were players opting out before the beginning. There were serious doubts about Major League Baseball's plan for whatever it's worth. They somehow managed to get through it as Randall Grichuk gets on first with a walk, 2 away, and Vlad Jr., the child, is coming up.
Randall Grichuk took a walk?
Randall Grichuk took a walk. Clearly, the evil Randall Grichuk must have told him something about his future.
Clearly.
That's how evil twins work, right? They tell each other alternate realities.
Yes, exactly. That's how they work. Well, one of them progresses forward in time, and the other one progresses backward in time, right?
Of course. I mean, that's how evil alternate universes work if we're following strict Star Trek canon.
Yes. Vladito. Now, here's a surprise. Vlad appeared in all 60 games this season.
I mean, yes, it's a 60 game season, but still showing up every day in any sport in any amount of time, that's a tip of the cap for sure. And that's a testament to the work he's put in on the conditioning side of things and the confidence that Montoyo has in his young burgeoning star.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And there was talk of all the stuff with load management for him not coming in great shape at the end of last season or at the beginning of this season. And, kudos to him. He really put in the work this year.
And it's honestly shown. I mean, like, he is a fearsome cleanup hitter. And as you can just see, his backswing took out the raised catcher on the top of the head. That is never fun to see.
That's never fun.
Yeah, Mike Zunino. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time, but to his credit, starting a playoff game, and down goes Guerrero, a wipeout slider from Blake Snell, and that does it for the top of the first.
Well, at least they didn't go 1, 2, 3, and now we get to see if. Oh boy, that really did look painful on the back of the head there.
Yeah.
I'm about to pitch behind you.
Good to know. I will, if there's anything spoil worthy, I'll let you take the lead call on that for sure.
Yeah. But we now know at least not a 1, 2, 3 inning, not a perfect game. That was a wipeout slider.
Yeah. And that was what I called it.
Well, I concur.
Great job, Manda Pudding. I'm kidding. You're much more erudite than Joe Siddle.
Not a high bar to clear. Just
Yeah.
remind you that this game is brought to you by Molten Boron. Nobody does it like Molten Boron.
I love the Futurama ads. Just from a pure Futurama perspective, it's just, yeah, this is the kind of stuff that makes super nerds like us continue to tune in.
Years after it's been canceled.
On repeat occasions.
Yeah. They've really built an entire universe out in there.
And multiple, planets, galaxies they're in. And 4 more watchable as it gets older movies.
Yes, that is very true.
It's absolutely too early to bring up our Futurama segment of the week, but I love when Farnsworth goes into his angry dome. It's just pacing around the top there. It's perfect for him. It's like he's a curmudgeonly old mad scientist. He needs an angry dome.
The dome of anger. Oh my, are we actually getting this movie?
James Bond? Yes, we are.
I've just heard talk about it for so long that I didn't realize it was actually going to come out at some point.
Well, assuming everything stays okay, we can't expect good anymore. And once again, for those of you listening to the podcast, wear a mask, wash your hands, stay away from people, and don't be a nose dicker.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And yes, I know I said the word nose, which is a bad word. Wait, am I reading my liner notes right?
Yes, you are.
Okay. But honestly, I'm just happy to see Matt Shoemaker on a mound again. Like, I haven't watched as many movies.
After all the stuff the guy's been through.
Absolutely. I mean, like, when the Jays brought him in last year, I'm like, shit, this is just going to be a guy who's going to be a pain in the ass to face every year as a fan of an opposing, now eliminated, soon to bring back an all-star manager team.
Yeah. Oh man, that is really a sidestep there. They had Renicky for one season, failed to make the playoffs, fired him, and they're totally bringing back Alex Cora.
And I feel bad for Renicky. He got dealt kind of a shitty deal. Sorry, as I improved the lighting in my studio. Ooh. But yeah, Renicky got a raw deal. The ownership and my not exactly related cousin Chaim Bloom kind of cut the legs out from under him by trading away Mookie Betts. And again, this season is divine retribution for that grievous error. Yeah. As the Jays get a fly out to get the first out of the bottom of the first.
Wait, I saw that before you. Am I ahead of you now?
Oh, no, I was just talking about the Red Sox, and I got so self-absorbed, I just couldn't talk about anything else.
Fair enough. One pitch, one out.
Not bad.
I'm good with that.
It's a good way to start the inning, and Shoemaker can deal. I mean, like, he just painted the corner with a fastball there. And he is a fun guy to watch pitch. Again, he was on those shitty Anaheim teams that just happened to have the greatest baseball player currently playing.
Perhaps ever to play. I mean, he's already a top 10 guy all time. And he's got 10, 15 years left in his career.
Absolutely. I mean, does Mike Trout get a knock, though, for his lack of postseason? Or in a sport like baseball, where it is such a weak link sport, do you have to say on regular season alone, he's still an all-time like superstar?
Well, I mean, he's played a total of 3 postseason games in his entire career.
Yeah.
You can only do so much when you're Mike Trout. He can't, it's not basketball. He can't LeBron his team to the playoffs.
That is true. No matter how hard he tries, and probably could do. Oh, that's a sneaky play from Brandon Lau to get on.
Did he just do what I think he's about to do?
He just did what he's about to do. What you think you did, he thinks is about to do.
Motherfucker. The swinging bunt.
Yeah. He did it. It worked. They put the shift on. You gotta respect the gamesmanship there. It's a playoff game. The Rays are going to Ray.
He wasn't even trying that there. He was trying to hold off there, but he just kind of did it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a slow pitch single right there. Well, let's be honest. That's a slow pitch double right there.
Yeah. Bichette covered some ground to stop that from being a double.
Yeah, Bo Bichette, he's wily, to borrow a term from the Replacements. He is wily.
He is wily.
And now you've got a man on first, one out, and the Rays are liable to swipe
on first.
Yeah.
Randy Arozarena. Now that's a baseball name.
That is just that is a fantastic baseball name. I mean, one, you don't see many Randys anymore, and Arozarena, that's fantastic.
Yep.
Let's see what Shoemaker can do to, settle those nerves, get past that swinging pain in the bunt.
We'll see what happens here.
And again, like this Tampa Bay Rays team, they're the number 1 team in the American League for a reason. They are pesky, they are talented, they are airtight on defense, and they're efficient to a T on offense.
They absolutely are. There's a reason they were the number 1 seed, and it's because they could win in any kind of game. Now, the thing is the Jays played them incredibly well this season. 4-6, 3 of those losses were 1-run games, and the Jays haven't played them since August the 16th. The Jays have actually been a terrific team since August the 16th. So who knows where this series will go?
And if you look at the standings, like the Rays finished with 40 wins, the Jays finished with 32. That's not a lot of separation between the top and bottom of the American League, and bottom.
I mean,
playoffs.
The Houston Astros are really the bottom of the American League playoffs with 29 wins.
They are garbage people. Yes,
they are garbage people. But thanks to the seeding system, the Blue Jays ended up as the 8th seed.
But let's not forget the Houston Trash Bros are garbage people.
Houston Trashers are garbage people. Jose Abreu, final batting line on the season, hits .216. Now, part of that is small sample size, I will grant. But part of that is, man, it's really hard to hit when you don't know what's coming.
Yeah, you hate to see it. I mean, like you're peeking over the Mendoza line, and
It's just awful. Just hate to see it.
I mean, Altuve, I mean, oh no, better protect your shirt because we can't see the batting average anymore. We're
Just awful. Hate to see it. I mean, he couldn't have hit that walk off against the worst guy, but
yeah, I mean, when it comes to cheating versus legitimate criminality, yeah, you go with the one that isn't breaking real world rules.
The end of that game was exactly the way I wanted it to end. Roberto Osuna blew a save, followed by Aroldis Chapman losing the game.
I mean, you just hate to see it. It hurts you.
Ain't it the worst?
Ain't we a stinker? Heck of an at-bat by Rosarena. It's now a 2-2 count on my end. Fouling off a couple.
As he pops it foul again.
Mm-hmm.
He spoiled a lot of pitches.
Yeah. Oh, what a play at third base. Wow.
Well, I'm about to see it.
I mean, you are in for a treat. Kevin Biggio was, like handling liquid hot magma over there and was able to get the out at 2.
Might one say molten boron?
Might one say molten boron indeed. Wow.
Nobody does it like molten boron.
One bounce, has the presence of mind to gather himself, gets it on time to VR. VR just a bit high on the throat of Vladdy Jr., who does keep the ball in play.
Good Lord, how did he handle that? Oh, just a bit high. He wouldn't have had, even if it had been on a line, he wouldn't have had him in time.
Yeah, Rosarena's quick. And, I mean, let's talk about Jonathan VR. I mean, during a Miami fire sale, the Jays pick up one hell of a utility infielder.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm a little surprised that, oh, good Lord, on the bounce. Just seeing the replay of that makes it even better.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like about Kevin Biggio. That defense is slick. I mean,
and it plays at so many positions. He can play at third. He can play at second. He can fill in at short. He can play in the outfield. He reminds me a little bit of super utility man. Name escapes me now.
Eckstein?
No, not David Eckstein. Played for the Royals and then the Cubs.
Benny Zobrist. Multiple-time
Zobrist.
World Series champion and former Tampa Bay Ray. Benny and the Jets Zobrist.
Benny the Jet, yeah. Reminds me a little bit of Zobrist in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, and Zobrist, I mean, just on pure uni-watch appeal, turned PF Flyers into baseball cleats, which is just a badass move.
Oh my goodness, that was badass.
Yeah, so right away, a winner in our books. Oh, and there goes a Rosarena, hit and run. Well, successful to a degree, except for the fact that that's the third out of the inning. You lose track of these things.
The hit and run was on with 2 strikes and 2 outs. Basic baseball strategy.
Yeah, I mean, the ball was put into play well by Lowe, who's different than Lau, which is kind of a pain that the Rays have. I believe it's Nick Lowe and Brandon Lau.
Spelled the same.
Nate Lowe, Brandon Lau. Yeah, that's got to be a mouthful for far more talented broadcasters than we. I mean, Jays get out of not quite a jam, but at least a decent preserve. And, the Rays, they're showing that they can threaten at any moment in time.
Yeah. but they get out of it, and we get out of the first scoreless.
And once again, the first inning and This Week in Blernsball are brought to you by Glaxnar's Human Rides. They're a bunch of crunch of humans. It is fun to have playoff baseball. It is exciting that we're getting into the fall, and we're going to be seeing meaningful baseball games on a near daily basis. Tomorrow's going to be ridiculous. Like, our retinas are going to be seared like tuna steaks. It's going to be fun.
It is going to be a lot of fun. Tomorrow is baseball Christmas for me.
And yeah, I mean, no point even scheduling work or doing anything of non-couch related substance.
Yeah, I am sitting on the couch. I am making a butt groove on the couch for 10 hours.
Working on a butt groove. Butt groove. I mean, I'm not going to get into my theory about Bob Seger, but suffice it to say, it is one that has alienated me from certain members of my family.
Okay. We'll have to talk about that later in the game.
Okay, so my theory about Bob Seger's songs. My theory is that he has some type of irritable bowel condition.
Working on the night move.
They've got the Fire Down Below. Against the Wind. Poor guy's got a bum tongue.
Poor guy. Yeah. Somebody get him some Pepto.
Yeah, I mean, that's an easy sponsorship opportunity right there. The first time I said that, I was given a look of like, what? Don't ruin music for me. Hey, he's the one singing about pooping.
He is singing about pooping.
And that's the kind of highbrow material you can expect from every episode of This Week in Blernsball. And we are back for the top of the second inning. Good. I do not want commercials in this shit. I want just straight baseball, like playing it like you'd be playing it on a warm summer day in the Halifax Common.
Inject it straight into my veins.
Yes, Barney. Oh, man. I'm seeing like social media posts from friends of mine back east, and like they're just wrapping up their softball seasons, and I feel like Squidward looking out the window at the happy people.
Well, them in their multi-provincial bubble where they have 0 cases as opposed to our 700.
I mean, the hockey bubble got out of Dodge just in time. Like,
yeah.
And congratulations, I guess, to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
But the saddest Stanley Cup win of all time.
Counts as a win. They earned it. Fuck. Like, they survived a pain of a bubble. And to their credit, I mean, without Stamkos for everything but 3 minutes and 1 beautiful goal.
His shooting percentage in the playoffs, 100%.
Well, like Michael Scott said, Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
And flies out to Kevin Kiermaier for the first out of the inning.
Now, one thing I do like that the Jays have done is they've gotten Snell's pitch count a little bit elevated through 1 1/3. If they can get him out of the game, they get into Tampa's pen. Now, that's not to say Tampa's pen is a weakness, but compared to Blake Snell.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like that is the Jays' best chance, and that requires a lot of patience at the plate. That requires spoiling a lot of good pitches. And you're really going to see, where the Jays' plate discipline stacks up against the Rays in this series.
Absolutely. Now, the Jays have been very disciplined at the plate this year, especially as compared to years past. That has been one of the many things that Dante Bichette has brought to this team.
And, I mean, if you don't listen to him, he will crush you between his biceps.
Yes. Crush your head between his giant biceps. Now, who would win in a swole dad fight, Dante Bichette or Earl Stroman?
Ooh, Earl Stroman was yoked. Still is. I mean,
remember, Earl Stroman was an NYPD officer.
Yeah, those dudes are tough as fuck. And I mean, like you look at like Marcus Stroman's parents, like there's a reason he came out that strong, that like determined a person. And again, like doing a bit of Stroman throwback back to when Toronto didn't hate his guts. I mean, the year he injured his knee, went to Duke, finished his degree and rehabbed and came back in time for September. That was commendable as shit. Like that was awesome to see.
That was one of the most impressive pieces of just sports that I've ever seen. He absolutely should have been out for the full season and wasn't. Like, wow.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not sure what his current contract situation is. Some team is going to give him a shot. Some team is going to give him an opportunity if, he's not back with the Mets next year.
He is a free agent, so we'll see where he goes.
I mean, I can think of one place that could use some goddamn monkey fire trucking pitching.
Yeah, well, Boston definitely could do some pitching. I don't know how well he would fit in with the Boston climate.
They would welcome him because he's talented and he's brash, and because Boston loves the kind of guy that you love him when he's on your team and you hate him when he's on the other team, without all of the loaded, ugly complications that we've seen when it comes to Boston sports fans.
Okay, yes, that's fair. But he can be a streaky guy is one of the many issues surrounding Stroman. So Boston could turn on him very fast.
That is true. And again, you got to make sure that his health is there because, he's the kind of guy who's had a couple different injuries throughout his career and, hasn't been able to have that, like sustained level.
Mm-hmm. Now, the Jays, as we flash this graphic up on the screen, were one of the worst teams hitting against 95-mile-an-hour fastballs this season. Thankfully, the Rays also were just as bad, and that bodes well for the Jays bullpen, who have been built on power this season. Just a lot of hard-throwing arms.
And then, again, the big thing about those high-velocity pitches, if they're coming in on a line, good hitters can get their timing down to at least get that ball in play. I mean, yes, no one puts the ball in play anymore, but if anyone's going to do it, it's Tampa.
Yes.
So
if anyone's going to do that, it's Tampa.
So you need those guys who can also get some movement in there that can vary things up when need be, because sometimes you go mano a mano. There's, for a lot of guys, there's a 30% chance that ball, finds bat.
Yeah.
And that's a high percentage in baseball, remember.
Yeah, 30%.
That's an all-star.
30% is an MVP sometimes.
30% is a triple crown sometimes.
Yeah.
Speaking of triple crowns, can we talk about our least favorite person winning the pitching triple crown, as it were, over in the National League?
Yeah, let's go for that. I mean...
For those of you who want to know what's happening in the game, the Jays went down 1-2-3 and we're in the middle of the second. So let's talk about Trevor Bauer.
Trevor freaking Bauer. I mean, look, if there was ever a year that somebody was going to win the pitching triple crown, and the pitching triple crown not nearly as rare as the hitting triple crown, but if there was ever a year somebody was going to win a triple crown, it was this year. And Trevor Bauer is a phenomenally talented pitcher.
He's just an idiot.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, like wins, ERA, strikeouts, and you know what? To his credit, like he's a huge reason why Cincinnati is a playoff team, and other clubs like Philadelphia aren't. And you just love when Philadelphia can't figure their shit out.
Yeah, Philadelphia should have been a playoff team this year. Absolutely should have had all the pieces together.
And they didn't do it.
They didn't do it. Now, that NL playoff race right till the last day of the season was fun.
Yeah, I mean, San Francisco had a pretty decent shot at it.
Yeah, well, it was pretty much everybody who needed to win lost on the last day of the season.
which, hey, that's what happens.
Yeah.
And then, like you were saying, tomorrow, like wall-to-wall baseball. Like, you start off with Cincinnati at Atlanta. Then you got game 2 of Houston, Minnesota. Then Miami against the Cubs. Miami making the fucking playoffs when we thought they shouldn't have kept playing after the first week of the season.
Miami's never lost a playoff series. They're my pick for the World Series winner.
Oh my God. Yeah, I feel like that could actually work, because this seems like the type of year where those fucking Marlins.
Anything can happen this year.
Yep. And again, like I was like, last time we were recording, we were thinking it would have been Houston, Oakland in the first round of wild carding. But now that it's the White Sox against the A's, I mean, Chicago's up big right now. I believe it's 4-0. And yeah, that Oakland, they can be tricky. They are going to come back tomorrow, and they're gonna fight and claw to stay alive. I mean, you got Jays Rays game 2 tomorrow. You got St. Louis against San Diego. I mean, this is the Council of Nicaea all over again. Just big Catholic super war. Birds,
Yes, that's how it works.
dudes in robes. Who's gonna win? Dudes in robes versus dudes in other robes.
Yes, that's how it works.
And then, of course, you got the Yankees versus the Cleveland, and then Milwaukee, Los Angeles. If you're still awake, if you're still conscious, at 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, you got one hell of a nightcap where Mookie Betts is going to hit 3 home runs and 2 at-bats.
Yes. Now, there's an interesting stat up on the screen. Snell, Glasnow, and Morton have a combined ERA of 3.96. Shoemaker, Ryu, and Walker, 3.08.
It's closer than people give it credit.
Yeah.
It's going to be competitive. And what we're seeing right now is, a real gutty pitcher's performance. Like, yes, we're, like 1.5 innings into the game. Sorry, 1 and, I guess, 5/8. I don't know. Like, it's now 1 out with Wendell at the plate for Tampa.
Yeah. 4-6. So 2/3. We're 1 2/3 of an inning into the game.
Well, there we go. Oh, we got a high one from Joey Wendell. Looking like, yep, plenty of room for Gurriel to track that down. And I don't know about you. Do you get butterflies whenever Gurriel camps out under a fly ball?
Yeah, I still do. I'm far more confident when he's tracking it down or when he's diving for it. I know he's going to get those ones, but when he's camping, I'm just like, oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, he's not quite Utah Jazz point guard Derek Fisher when it comes to fielding fly balls. But he's not exactly sure-handed.
No. He's a perfectly cromulent left fielder, to take a word from The Simpsons.
I mean, Charlie Montoyo has certainly hoped he embiggens at the position.
Noble spirit embiggens the smallest man.
Perfectly cromulent word. Oh, man, but Shoemaker is dealing. I mean, like, he's the kind of veteran you need in high leverage playoff games like this. I know we both were saying, get Ryu in. He's your dude. He is the guy that you shelled out for. And again, when Rogers shells out, it's surprising and noteworthy, as holy dying quail Margot got one on that one. I mean, like a Texas leaguer, like a little looper, if there ever was one. Like the ultimate trop single. You think it's going to hit the catwalks, and it doesn't.
Now, the problem with Shoemaker is how many pitches does he get tonight?
I think once he gets around 60, you start someone in the pen ASAP as possible.
ASAP as possible?
Yeah, I mean, like, he gets to 65 and you're in a comfortable inning position, get him out of the game, because it is downhill from there, just like it is with human life expectancy.
Yikes.
And with that, that takes us to the end of the second inning.
You're a
And
full batter ahead of me.
yeah,
So you just fill me in on what happened.
well, Kevin Kiermaier did what Kevin Pillar, Kiermaier does best. Grounds out to second, flip over to first base.
There we go. Da 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 da.
Man, catchy goddamn music that is ingrained in our brains from watching way too much baseball. And once again, this week in Blernsball is brought to you by Soylent Green. How does it taste? It varies from person to person. And once again, I am calling on you, the Soylent majority. I mean, silent majority. Nixon always wins.
Ooh.
Oh, man. I mean, and we've got some viewing tonight after the game of a non-baseball matter, but does connect to one of our most popular, and if we had more fan mail than Cousin Mark, most contentious segment. I'm not talking about Connery's Corner. I'm talking about fucking vote.
Ah, yes. I did. Yes. So fucking vote. It's the debate tonight. Debate number 1. So watch the debate. That'll be interesting.
I do not know what to expect, but I'm expecting the worst.
Yes, expect the worst, prepare for the worst.
And anything else?
One of them might bring an axe to it.
Oh, yeah, of course. Or it may be that one time, like in the 1800s, where someone got like caned to death in Congress. Maybe not to death, but pretty badly caned.
Yeah, pretty badly caned. Nearly to death.
Nearly to death. Still, not good to be caned.
No, never good to be caned.
But yeah, so again, if you can, if you are eligible, if you are able, fucking vote.
Yes, go and fucking vote. And also, if you're in BC, fucking vote. You've got an election coming up too.
Yeah, I mean, the direction your province is going for the future is very largely dependent on what happens in this election. I mean, yep. If you're not happy with how the government's been responding, or if you are happy with how the government's been responding, either side, like make your voice known, make your opinion count.
Fucking vote.
Fucking vote. As we come back to beautiful, scenic St. Petersburg, Florida, which is ridiculous. Everywhere outside of the ballpark is gorgeous. It's amazing. And once you get inside, it's
a cavern.
Caverns at least have stalactites and stalagmites, which are different, as Alejandro El Capitan Kirk comes up to plate.
The pride of Tijuana, Mexico, the happiest place on earth.
But seriously, why can't they have a nice ballpark? Why can't they give us nice things in one of the nicest like plots of land on the continent?
Because that would involve them doing something with, money.
Yeah, and I guess also like, I don't know, like, it's not exactly in the hurricane path.
It's enough in the hurricane path that you want them to, be protected from hurricanes.
Yeah, but you can get a retractable roof or a nice stadium.
What fans in the stands?
Yeah, so family members of the home team are allowed in on a limited basis. Yes.
Interesting.
Again, it's another example of baseball following the Seinfeldian "these aren't hard and fast rules" approach to COVID prevention. And I mean, from the fan shot we saw, you saw masks, you saw people sitting separately, you saw adorable children, which, I mean, adorable children is nice.
Adorable, yeah.
But yeah, a big letdown, though, from what I was seeing the other night as Tampa Bay Lightning fans were celebrating their team winning the Stanley Cup, it's awesome to celebrate as a fan. Did not see a single mask in the crowd outside of Amalie Arena in also St. Petersburg.
No. Amalie Arena is in Tampa, and I know that because it was called the St. Pete Times Forum.
Yes, you are correct, and I've been to that arena. I should know that.
But the Tampa Bay Rays play in St. Pete.
Yes. All I know is if you just go up the road to Clearwater, you get some great grouper sandwiches and watch some spring training.
Yeah. They play on the bad side of the bay.
Well, there is no bad side of the bay, except in Batman vs. Superman, where Gotham is clearly the bad side of the bay.
In Batman vs. Superman, are Gotham and Metropolis supposed to be like New York and good catch.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be New York and Newark.
I mean, my first thought was San Francisco, Oakland, because it's like Oakland's an actual city, whereas Newark is just a punchline.
But Metropolis is way too big to be San Francisco. And
it's too metropolitan, and it's more New Yorkic. Again, I always thought that Gotham was New York and Metropolis was Chicago.
Yeah, that's what it always is supposed to have been. So I guess it's if New York and Chicago were in San Francisco and Oakland.
I think that's the type of Barry, what did you do to the timeline bullshit we're dealing with.
It's okay, because in the real DC Comics maps, Metropolis is in Connecticut. So.
And Central City is in Texas.
Barry, what did you do to the timeline?
Barry, what did you do to the timeline? Oh, man. And to think, most of this was created by two Jewish guys from Cleveland and Toronto.
Yeah.
And again, like, there's the old CIBC building in downtown Toronto. That's the Daily Planet.
Yeah.
Which is pretty friggin' awesome.
Metropolis is actually Toronto.
Does that make Buffalo Gotham?
Sure, why not?
Or I guess Hamilton, but Hamilton's not a real place.
No, it's really not.
And Snell gets out of another one. I mean, heck of a K to end off the inning. And the Rays are looking comfy. Like, the Jays have not been able to muster a thing on offense.
Yeah, they really haven't. Other than that one walk by Grichuk, they haven't had a base runner. So,
and again, a Randall Grichuk walk, that's like a broken clock. Like, right 2 times a day. Every time else, you're SOL.
Yeah. Now, the Jays have been known to go first time through quite quietly, and then all of a sudden light it up the second time. So, who knows? And
there's still plenty of game time to, for them to, put some ducks on the pond.
But 5 strikeouts in 3 innings, that is not great.
But that's what you expect from Blake Snell. He's going to give you that junk, and he is going to make the Jays earn every single hit. And yeah, I mean, who do they have going in game 2 for them? Is Morton going for game 3 for Tampa or game 2?
I believe Morton's game 2.
Okay, so that's another guy who the Jays, like, they're going to need to really be smart at the plate against.
That is very true.
Oh, man, I'm drawing a blank on Tampa's, like, other, main 3 pitcher. Is it Gossman? No, that can't be it.
Let's ask Team Google.
Hooray, Google. Oh, man, it's killing me because I'm pretty sure he whooped the Sox this year. Tyler Glasnow, that's who I'm thinking of.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a pain in the ass, and I wish he was on my team.
Like many of Tampa's pitchers, yes.
Oh, it's nice. The Sportsnet's now showing a side-by-side shot of Kevin Cash and Charlie Montoyo when they were both on the Rays as part of the
Aw.
coaching staff. It's like, oh, they're buddies. Also, Kevin Cash, tribe member.
Yeah.
Also,
Good old tribe member Kevin Cash.
Also, I'm pretty sure Kevin Mensch wasn't a tribe member.
Right?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Kevin Mensch, he has
totally
a
how it
size
works.
8.5 head.
Aw, buddies.
I know, right? Now they're on different sides. They're wearing different colors and shirts and stuff. But it's like, can't we all just get along? No. The answer is we can't.
Be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
Mike Zunino looks at a first pitch strike on the bottom left corner. Quick update from around the playoffs. Fucking Houston. They're up 4-1 now on Minnesota after a 3-run top of the ninth. It's now the bottom of the ninth. Minnesota. Sorry?
Fucking Houston.
Fucking Houston. I mean, I don't know what they were able to sneak into Target Field, but there is no way that is a legitimate 3-run inning. Whereas over in the Bay, the non-comic book one, Chicago is up 4-1 on Oakland in the top of the ninth.
So it looks like we've got 2 games pretty much in the can. And this game, as we're in the bottom of the third, still scoreless.
And Matt Shoemaker with a really nice strikeout to start off the inning.
Shoemaker has been dealing through 3. Oh, through 2 1/3. And making Charlie Montoyo look like a genius.
Which, again, it's a coin flip. He's a genius or he outthank himself. Outthunk? Outthunk.
Galaxy brained it. He galaxy brained it.
I mean, so far he's looking all the smarter as Tsutsugo swings wildly at it to go down 0-2.
I mean, all it takes is one bad pitch for this to be a really bad decision.
Oh, of course.
But
right now, it's looking like a confident move as Shoemaker deals. Oh, gets another K. High cheddar on Tsutsugo. 2 away. Sorry for the spoilers, ladies and gentlemen, but you're probably listening to this long after this game is over.
Yeah. Who's actually paying attention to us during a real playoff game?
I mean, I remember back in the day when people would bring in radios to the ballpark and like listen as they were watching the game.
Yes.
That is like the coolest goddamn thing. And like, I'm so here for it. Sometimes I do want to hear what people are saying as opposed to what the people behind me are saying, which is usually tinged with idiocy and or hatred.
Yeah, that's fair. Man, I just want to hear what's going on at the ballpark. This is the first season of my life when I haven't been to the ballpark, and it has been very disappointing.
Same, and you miss it. It's like there was something missing from this year, and we get it. We will trade not going to a ballpark this year for however many years in the future of being able to go. That, we happily make that deal. Still, we can kvetch about it.
Yes. I will kvetch and whine as much as I feel appropriate.
Absolutely. And then we must compete in Klauplacht. And now for the national anthem. Da, 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 da. Look how they play the Star Trek fight music.
In klezmer style.
Yes. Someone did like a klezmer mix of like a popular song recently, and I'm like, why?
So I was in Starbucks the other day, and they had a klezmer mix of Hotline Bling.
That's what it was. Holy shit. I mean, like, yes, we get it. Drake is Jewish, but I mean, no one is that Jewish.
Well, apparently somebody is.
Also, hope you had an easy fast and a happy new year.
And to you, yes.
What year are we at now? Like 5,781. 25.
In the year 25.
Oh man, that introduced me to Zager and Evans as the Jays close out the bottom of the third, 1-2-3, and we are off to the top of the fourth. And
this game has been flying along.
Absolutely, and I mean, like let's get into some like galaxy brain baseball talk. There are baseball games that end 1-0 that are just as exciting as baseball games that end 8-5. Like,
yeah, absolutely. And this could very well be one of those games. Shoemaker is dealing. Snell is dealing. This is a pitcher's duel.
all it takes is like one swing. Momentum can change either way. Right now, they are matching each other shot for shot, and it's exciting baseball. I don't get when people say that the sport is boring. Like, I can think of a half dozen other examples of sports that are more boring than a tense, close baseball game.
Like the last 2 minutes of a basketball game.
Okay, now hold on. Certain basketball games, when the last 2 minutes are just foul, 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 or it's into garbage time.
Yes.
Like everything, we want some nuance, situational dependency.
Well, that's why I'm in favor of the Elam ending for basketball games.
It is a fun way to end a game, and you saw the CEBL, the Canadian Elite Basketball League, employ that with their summer tournament. And again,
those who don't know what the Elam ending is where when you reach the fourth quarter, you set a score that is X number of points above what the winning team currently has, and you play to that score. It guarantees that every game ends with a game-winning shot.
So if I'm winning 80-70, and the point differential between you and I is 10, it's now first team to 90.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. Every game ends on a shot. So fouls have more consequence than they already do in a timed situation. I do like the time element, though, and it could just me being like hyper basketball nerdy, that even in those one play timeout, one play foul, like it builds up the tension to the point of needing some type of, blood thinner, which is why they aggressively market Bud Light Seltzer.
Yes.
Also, remember when the biggest concern we had in the world was Baby Yoda drinking White Claw?
Oh, Baby Yoda. Hey, he's coming back like in a month. Not even.
He's coming back on Lori's birthday. So,
that's awesome.
I mean, I'd be like, surprise birthday present. The Mandalorian's back. She'll give me a look like, what are you doing? Go away.
It's only one episode.
It is. And again, like, I'm so excited for the Mandalorian to come back.
So am I. That is what we've been waiting for Star Wars.
Yes, something that is good, steals from old samurais and westerns, like goes back to its roots, and has something adorable. That's what Star Wars is. Stealing from other media and having something cute. We don't need anything else.
Yeah. Also, Juan Carlos Espinosa.
Yes, we need Gustavo Fring as Grand Moff Gideon.
Grand Moff Gideon and the Darksaber.
Yes. Holy shit, that thing's looks like a laser Hattori Hanzo. I mean, can we, does the Disney store sell that? Because I will pay an exorbitant amount of money for it.
Yeah, I want it so bad.
Just an ugly swing on strike three by Bo Bichette. That pitch, that was a cricket bowl, that last pitch from Blake Snell. But he's that deceptive that he can make you swing at it.
And Bichette typically is not a guy that takes ugly swings on strike three. He is very disciplined come strike three.
And it looks like Sportsnet cameras are showing a Shoemaker in an animated conversation with Pete Walker, Charlie Montoyo, and Danny Chen. I think Shoemaker's done.
Oh wow.
They're giving him handshakes in the dugout. They're patting him on the butt. I think he's getting the hook.
Getting the hook?
Yeah.
After 3 innings.
Holy Shit, Robbie Ray Cyrus is in the bullpen right now, bringing out another bearded lefty, or Shoemaker or righty, I can't remember.
Shoemaker does not look happy.
No, that is the kind of face you want from a pitcher. And I've seen that on guys on the mound being like, I'm staying in the fucking game. I mean, they must have said enough to him. Like, I mean, could he be like a game 2 spot reliever? Like,
I'm surprised they're bringing in Robbie Ray and not, say, Nate Pearson.
I mean, you've got these firearms, you've got this arsenal. It's got to be all hands on deck in a game like this.
You've got to use it. Now, I understand the purpose of bringing in Ray is because the Rays have all of these left-handed bats.
Yeah, it's a smart move, like from a purely Mr. Burns level of managing baseball. But Shoemaker, his pitch count was not that high. He could have hacked out another inning at least.
Unless that was the plan the whole time. One time through.
Again, like conventional baseball wisdom indicates that the more times you see a pitcher, the more comfortable you get, the higher odds you have of, making contact, putting balls in play. I mean, again, this is Charlie Montoyo doing his thing, and you know what? Like, again, he's a professional baseball manager. It's a good idea until it isn't.
If they win the game, it worked.
Well, that's like the Kawhi Leonard shot. If he misses that 4-bouncer, it's a stupid shot. But when he makes it, it's a great shot. As Vladdy Jr. grounds out, and we are now into the middle of the 4th inning, Jays still don't have a hit at the Trop today.
That ain't good.
So do you think that Blake Snell's going to come out too now that Shoemaker's out? No, I'm just fucking kidding. So how about an impromptu edition of Connery Corner?
Sure. Now, can we have an impromptu edition of Connery Corner featuring Nick Cage?
Yes, we can. And yes, we will.
For this edition of Connery's Corner, we're going with Nick Cage's greatest movie, National Treasure.
I love National Treasure. Sean Bean doesn't die in it, which is a cinematic rarity. You have Nick Cage solving conspiracy theories that are all more true and more fun than any of the actual conspiracy theories that exist on the internet about things. And of course, I mean, Diane Kruger is she's funnier than people give her credit for. And like, she is great as Abby in this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. This movie was so much fun. From the scene where they steal the Declaration of Independence out of the National Archives.
To treason. Wait, what? Yeah, Nick Cage is Nick Caging you in that situation when he's openly admitting to treason.
Yeah. And no, I actually bought it for $15.95.
You guys owe me. Also, Harvey Keitel. I mean, for like, we saw this movie as kids, right? That was probably our introduction to Harvey Keitel.
Absolutely our introduction to Harvey Keitel.
And then we go back and we watch all of his great movies, and you're like, yo, this guy doesn't fuck around.
No, he doesn't. The trick out at the end where they actually find the Templar's gold.
Yes. Oh my God. I mean, and in a cinematic performance, which based purely off of cinematic performance, Jon Voight sells it. In real life, he's a fucking asshole. But in the movie, he sells it.
Yeah. Then Jon Voight as Nick Cage's dad. It makes so much sense.
It does. I mean, don't ask him to be a real life parent, but in the movie.
Now, did you hear they're working apparently on a third one?
Yes. And I mean, I didn't have as many problems as other people did with the second one because of Ed frickin' Harris. Like, he is great being himself in every movie.
Yeah,
And
Harris doesn't play characters. Ed Harris just Ed Harris.
same with Harrison Ford. Same with Sean Connery.
Yeah, pretty much. Same
And
with Nick Cage.
same with Nick Cage. He is Nick Cage in every movie, ironically, except for Leaving Las Vegas.
In that movie, he's playing Hunter S. Thompson.
Yes. And I mean, anytime Helen Mirren's in anything, I'm watching it. Like, it's in the Constitution, which they didn't steal, but they might in the third.
They have to steal it again to unlock the code in the front side of it.
Yes. Meanwhile, it's a 2-1 count on Rosarena as Robbie Ray Cyrus, he's coming with some smoke.
Yeah. He might be a kind of guy who is more effective in short bursts rather than as a starter.
And he could be just this one-inning guy as Oppo Taco looks like it's going to be a stand-up double for a Rosarena. No, he's rounding second. He's coming into third. Safe. Wow. Wheels.
He's got
like
wheels,
a
man.
hot rod. Jesus. I mean, great piece of hitting from a Rosarena. Like, it's another high fastball. He knows to sit on it, takes it opposite field, and then he is off and running. Yeah, 93 high and outside, gets enough of the bat on it, gets past Hernandez, and helmet's gone by the time he gets to first base.
Yeah. Oh, man. Dude's got wheels.
Yeah. I'm like, you coast in for a double, you high five everyone. No. The Rays aren't fucking around. And
that
now,
wasn't even close.
No, and now you're looking at Nate Lowe coming
and
up.
You've got 3 chances to get him in from third now.
Suddenly, this move to the bullpen is backfiring.
Yep.
Like the Dodgers brought in Ryan Matson every single time against the Red Sox in the 2018 World Series. How was that for the levels? Did it get the good sound effect for the listeners' only experience?
Yeah, it was nice ASMR there.
Yeah, I mean, you get hits. One bullpen move, that could prove costly. Again, it's not unheard of to get out of this kind of jam, but this is a big moment as we do a quick break to give you final score updates from across the playoffs. Trash Rose win 4-1. They can close out Minnesota tomorrow. And the White Sox beat Oakland 4-1. They can close out the A's tomorrow. So right away, like, one win.
Backs against the wall. Yeah.
And again, nice recovery by Robbie Ray getting Lowe to strike out that time.
1 down. They need 2 more.
And now suddenly you're breathing a little easier. You're still on edge. You're still on your toes. Like, you're still leaning so far forward in your athletic crouch, and you're just like, fuck, what's gonna happen? But you gotta trust in your pitcher. You gotta bank on him to make good pitches. Oh, fuck. Bounces one there to Willie Adames, and nice cover by Danny Jansen.
Now, Danny Jansen has been a really good defensive catcher for his major league career, not letting a lot get past him. So that's the good thing. You can let your pitcher bury one and not worry about it getting past the catcher with Jansen.
I want Kirk. That is all. That is all I want.
Captain, El Capitan.
Yes, I need Capitan. And again, like Willie Adames, a guy who, he burst onto the scene, sort of fizzled a bit, but he's proven reliable for Tampa this year.
Yeah.
And again, that's like the perfect player.
Tampa's a team full of guys who have been good. And you don't need to, they've proven that if you have a team of 9 guys who are good, you can succeed.
And that's what you need, especially in these high leverage games like this. And this is unheard of for baseball, having this, like such a finite series with, I mean, remember back in the day, the NBA used to have best of 3 in the first round, and The Raptors always
I remember best 3 of 5. I don't remember best 2 of 3.
I thought it was best 2 out of 3, or maybe I was really young and didn't know how to do math.
I remember back in the day it was best 3 out of 5 in the first round.
I think you're right, and I might have just been, tiny.
Now, I know way back in the day, the NHL used to have series like this in the
Like
70s.
Like in the Norris and Patrick division, or back when everyone was just murdering each other?
Back when everyone was just murdering each other. We're talking late 70s.
Ooh, yeah, when Guy Lafleur and his receding superflow were just like the reason he lost his hair because he skated so fast and he didn't wear a helmet, and it just
ripped it off his head.
Also, darts in between shifts. Dude was a legend.
Yeah.
Once again, we do not continue. Oh, shit. There it goes. Does he get it in time? No. Wow. Passed ball run scores.
Oh,
Arena was off. And you'll take a look at this in just a second. The pitch from Robbie Ray, it's low, but it bounces. Jansen just he boggles it. It's in and out of the glove, trickles through his legs. He has a decent chance, but wide on the throw, and that is
a killer. And the ump posts him up.
Yeah, that it handcuffed him, and that's a really difficult play for a catcher to make.
That's an incredibly difficult play for a catcher to make. And Arozarena was just off on the play.
Oh, absolutely. And we saw what he did on that triple. Like,
yeah,
you knew that was going to be a distinct possibility. But wow, that puts right away, Tampa takes the first run, and it's a big one in a game like this.
The way this game has been going, that could be the difference maker. Oh, they never had a chance at him.
No.
Never had a shot.
And again, you go back to the last half inning, that animated discussion. That animated exchange. Yeah. It was when you see a guy fired up like that, do you keep him in a bit longer?
You really think about it.
It's tough, man. Like, obviously we're going to say, yes, you should have kept him in now that
you've given up a triple and a passed ball. Yeah.
But again, even before this happened, we were like biting our fingernails. Like, shit, do you do this right now in a situation like this? Mr. Burns managing doesn't work.
There's an argument against over managing right there.
But Skip, I hit 9 home runs.
Yes, but Simpson's a left-hander.
It's called playing the percentages.
Man, ever since I learned what a right-wing kook Darryl Strawberry was, I've been far less disappointed in the outcome of that episode.
Oh, man. It's funny we go back through all this shit. It's like, yeah, John Voight's an asshole. Like,
Darryl Strawberry's really a nut job.
Yeah, I mean, like he went through some shit in the 80s and 90s, but yeah.
And I mean, he found religion, and religion helped him get out of all the, drinking and doing coke and all of that.
That's good. Avoid harmful shit.
Yes, but now he tries to impose it on everybody.
Not as much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ken Griffey Jr. certainly aged the best out of all of the Power Plant 9. As there we go, Robbie Ray gets a strikeout, calms things down, 2 out, runner on first. Yeah, Joey Wendell, on the border, should have swung.
Yeah. Now we're only midway through the game.
But
only one run.
Panic.
Everybody's a panic.
Everybody Joe panic.
Everybody panic. Find your neighbors, smash their heads open, and drink the goo within.
I, for one, welcome our new Tampa Bay overlords.
We all knew it was happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough matchup. I mean, like let's not count the Jays out yet. There's a lot of baseball left to be played, but Snell looks like he could pitch another, 5 innings. No problem.
Yeah.
Wait.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's how good he's looking right now. Oh, goddamn Rays. Stolen base. Clean. Like, Willie Adames getting himself into scoring position makes it that much easier for Manuel Margot in a 2-out situation.
Yep. I mean, they were right to keep throwing over.
Yeah. I mean, you're expecting it. I mean, after however many throws over, do you just do a pitch out? You burn a ball and get your catcher in a better position to throw.
Yeah. But what are you gonna do, right? Oh my God, he didn't even go from the stretch.
Yeah.
He went from the full windup.
I mean, this bullpen move is looking crispier and crispier.
Yeah. 21 pitches already. I mean,
that's how many Shoemaker had in 3 fucking innings.
Yeah, I think Shoemaker only threw about 38 pitches.
I mean, I really went on the over for Shoemaker's pitch limit.
Yeah. Oh man, I thought Shoemaker had 60 or 70 pitches in him.
Again, this is going to be the kind of thing that's scrutinized by a lot of people if the Jays lose. If they win, it's like, oh, it's merely a flesh wound. Ain't no thing. See, now that's a good pitch from Robbie Ray. High, inside, fast as all outdoors. He's got to do that more.
I don't think he has the confidence in himself to do it that much is the problem.
Yeah, no, he is rattled at this point. Nothing he can't bounce back from, but enough that you can see the effect.
Now, I think he's in here for 1 inning. I think they're going to somebody for the 5th.
No, get him the hell out of there after this inning. Like, the plan backfired. The Jays now have to respond offensively. And again, it's 1 run.
It's only 1 run. 1 run is entirely fixable.
But again, Blake Snell sees a 1-run lead.
Might as well be a 5-run lead.
Yeah. If you thought he had tunnel vision before, dude is going to lock in.
Oh, yeah. Now,
and again,
really 1-run lead at the heart of the Jays lineup coming up.
Yes, and that is going to be exciting to watch because you want your best players coming up in these high leverage situations.
Yeah, power against power.
And again, this is an example of, in the top of the 5th, you need to be disciplined, but you also need to have that aggression where now that you need to get a hit.
Yep.
Looks like
we'll see what happens.
And pops out to the catcher. Jays, all things considered, get away with giving up.
Tightrope out of that. That inning could have been a lot worse.
Absolutely, it could have. And you've got Gurriel Jr., Hernandez, and VR coming up like that. You need those guys to get on base, and it is going to be tense. But it's going to be fun because we are talking baseball live. Once again, for those of you who are new, this is not normal for this week in Blernsball. This is our 35th episode spectacular. And 10 episodes ago, we did a live game, Red Sox Blue Jays exhibition game. We're now in games that count. Sadly, my team is nowhere to be seen. But this is exciting. This is fun. And I mean, I like to think we provide a nice alternative option to Jamie Campbell and John Axford, who, again, both stand-up professionals, and also Johnny Axford, good old Canadian.
Yeah. Remember, This Week in Blernsball is brought to you by Poplars, now at Fishy Joe's. Poplars now at Fishy Joe's. Where do they come from? No one knows. You can lick them, you can stick them, you can bite them, you can lick them. If you promise not to sue us, you can stick one up your nose.
Oh man. I am Lur, ruler of the planet, Omicron Persei 8. And of course, this podcast is brought to you by Mutual of Omicron, ensuring your destruction since $29.95. Mutual of Omicron.
Mutual of Omicron. Garrett Cole going for the Yankees tonight. That'll be a big one.
He's going up against Shane Bieber.
Yes, he is. Not
Ooh.
Justin.
Shane, the more talented one.
Shane, the less rich one.
By a significant goddamn margin. And, I mean, this is pretty impressive from Cleveland. I mean, they don't even have their usual manager in right now, like Terry Francona dealing with health issues. They've got Sandy Alomar at the helm for them.
Now, here's an interesting thought. Sandy Alomar has been a guy who's been up for suggestion as a manager all over the place. Is this the year that he finally sticks as a manager somewhere?
Oh, he more than deserves a shot. I mean, he's been, I've known more of Sandy Alomar as a coach than I've known of him as a player, like just because of our respective ages. But yeah, I mean, there are plenty of vacancies, one would assume, coming up once the season fully wraps and, more teams decide to part ways with managers. But even if Francona chooses to take another year to focus on his health or even longer, I mean, one, all the power to him, because we want guys like that to be okay. But Sandy Alomar deserves a shot at a top job in baseball. And, from what he's done with Cleveland, they're the home team in this series against the Yankees. Credit where it's due.
Yeah, absolutely true. Credit where it's due.
And I believe I saw this on Twitter. It's the first time there have been two Puerto Rican managers in the playoffs, with Montoyo and Alomar at the helm of their respective teams.
That is correct, because there were only two Puerto Rican managers, period, in baseball. Montoyo and Alomar, and then, of course, the third being the suspended Alex Cora.
He did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. He is not in no guilty sentence.
Not in no guilty sentence.
And it's going to be fun to have him back. In my head, it's a foregone goddamn conclusion. He is back.
Oh, yeah, he's coming back.
And if he doesn't come back, I will be very puzzled, because he's going to end up somewhere else and he's going to make them good.
Yep.
Well, now this is interesting. Well, not as interesting as I thought it would be. You'll catch up. You'll see what happens.
Alrighty.
But again, Sportsnet just being jerks and showing us the beautiful sandy beaches of the Florida Gulf Coast. God damn it, that is scenic. That is nice. Pretty sure that's...
If you're ever distracted by the beautiful sandy beaches of the Florida Gulf Coast, remember, there were 10,000 cases of COVID there over the weekend.
But none were at the beach. I'm sure tons were. Who am I kidding? Yeah, I will take my, clean apartment over a scenic but possibly contagious beach. I know, right?
That was almost a reached on strikeout.
And yeah, I mean, Gurriel Jr., he's got decent wheels, but those are difficult plays to beat out, even if the ball does bounce way the fuck into the middle of the infield.
Yeah.
So again, Teoscar Hernandez, he comes up in a big spot for the Jays. This is, again, lots of baseball left to play. Snell.
But Snell is he's dealing right now. Jays need something, anything at this point.
And Snell's pitch count is starting to climb. That, I just saw on my end his 61st pitch. I mean, again, he's the type of guy who can get one pitch, one out really quickly. But you start to see that, if the Jays can, like sink their teeth into a vulnerable reliever, which again, Tampa, they're first for a reason. There aren't many weak points on that club.
Yeah. And Snell has just been dealing, though. I mean, I'd let him, if I'm Tampa's manager, I let him run until he can't run anymore. The way that he has been pitching, he does not look vulnerable at all today.
And again, you have a strong defense behind you, so you're going to do everything in your power to, like back your pitcher up, no matter how long he's been in the game. And again, just nasty stuff coming out of Snell. It's like he's making it really tough for the Jays right now.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't want to start thinking no hitter in the fifth, but
again,
it's sure starting to look like.
Put the bat on the ball, and we won't talk about no hitters. But really strong at bat there from Hernandez, being really patient, gets on with a walk.
Here we go. And Hernandez, a guy whose discipline has really shown this season. He has slowly morphed into Jose Bautista. Like, so slowly we didn't notice.
It took some time, took a new prescription or two, but he brings that kind of plate presence where he's liable to do damage at any point.
Yeah. He's got discipline. He's got pop. He's got extra base threat, even when it's not going yard. He can be that kind of guy.
But Blake Snell is going to do what Blake Snell does and gets first pitch Jonathan VR 5-4-3 double play.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
And erase the threat. VR is bad at that.
Yeah. First pitch, gets a good cut on it, but just chops it down. Third baseman makes a really like smooth throw to second onto first. Like those are momentum killers.
Those are momentum killers.
Especially 5 innings for Snell, 0 hits. That is concerning for this Blue Jays team.
Absolutely is.
And as we go now to the middle of the 5th inning, just a reminder that this week in Blernsball is brought to you by Gunderson's Unshelled Nuts. They're not so good.
And also a reminder, this week in Blernsball is brought to you by, Bortox Executive Powder.
Yes, we need more Torgos.
Torgos Executive Powder.
That soothes the fire.
Good for so many reasons.
1,000,001 uses. Keeps your head in a jar fresh. Lousy Lars with his impeccable jars. Oh man, the first time I saw Bender's big score and that twist at the end, I may or may not have started crying. Just putting it.
I know, right? It's such a good twist.
And we won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen Bender's big score. Just go watch Bender's big score. It's, it ages better than we give it credit for.
It really does. It was the best of the movies.
I really liked Bender's Game just because I'm such a nerd.
Yes, that's fair. But I think from a plot perspective.
From a plot perspective, without question, Bender's Big Score is the best of the 4 movies. I love the opening scene of Into the Wild Green Yonder because it is Seth MacFarlane singing in Sinatra style.
Yes. Beast with a Billion Backs was pretty good too.
Yeah.
I mean, none of them were bad.
Yeah, R.I.P. Brittany Murphy. Like she was great as Colleen.
Yeah.
And I mean, Wernstrom throughout just Wernstrom. Also, Bender and the Lucky Robot's foot. The Robot Dawn. Oh my God, Joey Mousepad clamps. Yeah, we could just do all Futurama talk and not focus on the game. But right now we have walking ground out Kevin Kiermaier at the plate.
Yeah. Who was coached by Charlie Montoya when they both were with the Durham Bulls.
Again, Durham Bulls, they're a real team, people. It's not just Tim Robbins being crazy.
Isn't it, though? Isn't it?
It mostly is. Also, when Crash Davis hits his record-breaking home run with the Asheville Tourists, another real team.
So many crazy real teams.
Oh man, the Carolina leagues, man, like it's some fun baseball.
It is. Huh. This is an interesting email.
What's going on?
Apparently, Girl Guides of Canada had a data breach.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Everything okay? Or...
The interesting things we find out.
Yeah, I mean, certainly an unexpected development on a baseball podcast, but yeah, I mean, our audience Venn diagrams in a whole bunch of different ways.
Yes, I can think of one. Perhaps the one who sent me the information.
Yeah, that'll do it. Man. Kiermaier having a decent at bat, though, getting it to a full count. I mean,
I'm very surprised Bray's out there for a second inning.
Holy shit, I didn't even notice. Like, I mean, you hope that he's regained some semblance of confidence, but 34 pitches in 1+ inning. What the hell? Like,
that ain't good.
No.
That ain't good, Chief. And nobody up in the pen. Like, I would think, okay, fine, maybe it's just so that he could face Kiermaier, another lefty, but nobody up.
And again, like all baseball teams got to be cognizant. You bring a new guy in, they've got to face the mandatory 3.
Well, 3 or end of inning.
3 or end of inning, of course.
Whichever comes first. And Ray has done both.
Yeah. And he's still out there. He gets Kiermaier to pop out into foul territory. Maybe he is able to string together a couple more decent at-bats, spells the Jays bullpen. But again, is now the time to spell a bullpen. This is
the playoffs. This is a must-win game in the playoffs.
This is a best 2 out of 3, win or go home. Don't be keeping bullets in the chamber. As we see now, the Jays have AJ Cole warming up in the bullpen, which...
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Cole comes in after Zunino.
Gets the top of the order. That way the Rays don't do what the Rays did last inning.
Perhaps. Mayhaps.
Indeed so. Most indeededly.
Indubitably.
Oh man, but for right now, these are the kind of things that I know Blue Jays fans agonize over. And then, of course, they have to, after the 9th inning wraps up, listen to Mike Wilner on the radio say, well, they tried their best.
Do people still listen to Mike Wilner on the radio?
Sorry, not responding to Mike Wilner, responding to Vladdy Jr. doing some Cobra Kai shit, trying to catch a baseball.
But did he catch the baseball?
Oh, of course not.
Oh, Vladdy.
No, you're going to see, he's tracking it into foul territory, overruns it, and then Cobra Kai backwards is it. Someone swept the leg. You'll see it, and it'll be entertaining.
For a guy who started playing first base 3 months ago, he's getting there.
He's getting there. There's no denying that.
Oh, Vladdy. Oh, Vladdy.
It's something, right?
Oh, it's something. Oh, boy. Oh. Oh
Yep.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh. Hope that doesn't come back to haunt him.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, in games like this, like one missed foul ball pop up, and nope, looks like we're all going to be okay. Kevin Biggio with another wizard play at third base. Clean pick spin.
You can play everywhere, man.
Yeah, he is going to be fun to watch for a very long time.
That is for sure.
And Baby Yoda Vladdy Jr. just doing his damnedest.
And now they're trying to blame it on the roof.
Which, again, wait, how do you know that?
Because they showed a shot of the roof.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was actually doing some producing because we may have a call-in guest.
A call-in guest?
We may have a call-in guest on the podcast.
Well, guess what? I have premium Zoom, so we can have them Zoom in.
Whoa. We may go slightly lo-fi, but that is a good option to have.
Awesome. Is this Cousin Mark?
It is not Cousin Mark. His people have not gotten back to my people, and his people is, of course, his 4-year-old son, Simon. Oh, shit. I know, don't say children's names on the internet.
Names redacted.
Name redacted. Nice kid, though. Very polite. Well, I never said last name, so I think we're okay.
There we go.
I mean, do you want me to do like
Lisa S? No, that's too obvious. L. Simpson.
Good old Simpsons. Just doing some more production notes, and we will have our guest on shortly.
Ooh.
I know, right?
Will they be calling on lo-fi or hi-fi?
They're calling on hi-fi.
Excellent.
It is going to be interesting. I'm not quite sure how it'll work, but I think it's going to work. As soon as they call in.
As soon as they call in.
But yeah, once again, the Robbie Ray still on the mound. He's got 2 outs. He's got a 45 pitch count. He can put away the Rays with 1 good pitch. That was not it. That was a bad pitch. And we now have joining the podcast for the first time ever, Lori Litchblow. Hey.
Am I on now?
You are on now.
How many people is this going to reach?
I mean, that's a good question. It could be anywhere from just the 3 of us to possibly Jacob's wife.
Right now, it's just the 3 of us.
Right now, it's just the 3 of us as the Blue Jays do get out of the inning. With nary a kipper scuffed, it is now, we are going to the top of the 6th inning. This game has gone by quickly. Right now, the Jays are losing.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm sorry, this is a baseball podcast.
Hey, it's a baseball / Futurama podcast.
Okay, I will give my input. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think the Blue Jays are a great team. And I look forward to going to games when we can.
That's honestly the best commentary we've had on this entire podcast. Him and I are idiots.
Yeah, we're like an hour and a half in, and I don't think we've said anything of value.
Once again, we are saved by our guests. And Lori, would you tell the nice folks at home what kind of hat you recently were given as a gift?
I was given a Red Sox hat. Is that a no-no?
No, Ben's trying to indoctrinate you.
It's not indoctrination if you're having fun. That sounds bad. I would like that stricken from the record.
Too late. We're going live.
Damn it. But it's a nice hat, though, right?
So I went to Shoppers.
Oh, my God.
And I needed to get some, deodorant. And so I decided to get natural deodorant. Because I'm just like, you know what? I've always wanted to give it a shot. And I feel like since the weather's getting colder, it's a better transition. So if anyone is wearing natural deodorant, just leave it in the comments which one is the best one and which one works. I got Live Clean, but just let me know because I'll update you if anyone wants to know how it works.
She's better at this than we are. She's interacting.
She is better at this than we are.
She's getting
She's better at this than we are.
She's doing call to actions. She's doing relatable things. I mean, I don't know what deodorant is personally, but I hear good things.
I do hear good things.
And you're like, why not? I'm trying to go look like more natural, but like let me know what's good, what's natural, the deodorant, the make, like if you need to reapply it more than once a day or twice a day, just let me know.
My guess is if it doesn't have all those wonderful, wonderful chemicals, it won't be as effective.
The aluminum, well, even non-natural deodorants say they're not using aluminum, so I figure it must be really bad if non-natural ones aren't using this.
What if they use aluminium?
Wait, what did I say?
Well, you said it the normal way. I said it the dumb British way.
I thought I said something not aluminum.
No, Ben's just being obtuse.
It's been a day. Can I tell you also, I had to have coffee with my dinner because I need that extra oomph to get me through the night, to make me last till 8 p.m. That's the goal, people. Let me know any tricks besides coffee to
She thinks we have viewers. That's cute.
8 p.m. Hashtag early out? Night out. Not night out. Early out.
Early bird?
No, because that's in the morning. What's it called if you go to sleep at night? Like a senior? Hashtag senior.
Midday parrot, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
One time I met a parrot and it just started swearing at me in Greek. This was in Florida. I don't know why this happened.
Because it was a cool parrot.
It's a very cool parrot. As Capitan Kirk! The Jays bring up the no-hitter. Alejandro El Capitan Kirk with a nice opposite field line drive single, and the Jays are on the board. Sorry for yelling. An exciting thing happened in the baseball game.
Oh, okay.
El Capitan. Oh, Captain, my captain.
Again, Lori and I have gone to a couple different sporting events. The best one, though, was when we went last year to a Raptors-Celtics game.
Ooh.
And the Raptors were beating the Celtics so badly, and I was watching like this. And she was laughing at me the entire game. And again, one of my favorite game experiences ever.
What food did I try that day? Cotton candy all the way.
Yes, I mean, cotton candy is a solid arena staple. Did we have like a hot dog topped with pierogies, or was that a different thing?
No, a hot dog topped with pierogies?
I had that at the Cleveland World Series in 2016. You
were not with me. We didn't know each other.
We didn't know each other back then.
No, but the fact that you can get a hot dog topped with pierogies sounds amazing. And now action in the Tampa Bay bullpen. Diego Castillo's up.
Sorry. Baseball, woo!
Baseball woo. That's the name of this episode.
I think I already called it We're Talking Playoffs, but sure.
Sorry?
Let me know when you want me to hang up.
No, we're happy to have you on the podcast as long as you want. Any comments on what you can see on the TV?
More to the right.
Wait, you're right.
I just honestly, okay, that's your left. And honestly, I just see a beautiful baseball book on your table, and it's just so beautiful. Well, I wonder who gave that to you.
A Hanukkah gift from the woman I love.
From the wonderful Lori.
It's a great baseball book. It's shaped like a baseball.
Ooh.
Yeah. Right?
Right.
I mean, again, like, I think we now have opened the door to having more guests. I know we had Taryn on during our last live game, and she was great. She had a couple great one-liners, and it's just awesome to have Lori join the podcast. A screen within a screen within a screen. For those of you listening to this, you're missing out because, you know, you don't get to see all the various and sundry screens. But yeah.
Yeah.
Lori, any final thoughts for all the listener at home?
Are you kicking me off?
I was doing a seamless transition so you could go enjoy the rest of your evening, because I'm considerate like that.
I will gracefully be kicked off because I just need to relax. I wish I had something more productive to do. No, relaxation and self-care is productive.
And that's a very important lesson.
Remember that.
Absolutely. Lori, thank you so much for joining us. I will call you as soon as the game wraps up.
Wait, so are people listening to this or watching this?
A bit of both.
So they're going to be like, who is this weirdo talking about natural deodorant?
Well, the podcast is already hosted by two weirdos, so if anything, you make our show better.
I do, and I'm relatable.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Love you too, boo. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
And that was Lori Lichtblau. Great addition to the podcast. I mean, we got to have more guests on it, like at random.
We have more guests on.
She is so much better at us than at this. Fuck.
She is. She really is.
She was calling
Calls
us.
to action to people listening. She assumes people are listening. That's amazing.
Yeah, like she comes in like a consummate professional, and we're just like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, we've also been doing this for like 100 minutes at this point.
Yeah, we're starting to get loopy. I mean, Danny Jansen's at the plate. I don't know how long he's been up there, but it feels like a while. Oh, nope. Just looked better at the plate, but flies out to right field, one down. And Kevin Biggio coming up with Ale Kirk at first. Big moment for the Rays. Do they go to the pen now, or do they ride Snell out of this jam?
I mean, I think they're gonna ride him. He's been lights out all game.
I mean, they've got Diego Castillo and Nick Anderson, both righties, coming up in the pen. So it may be after Biggio, they go to
a righty for Bichette.
Distinct possibility that happens as I pour water gracefully. Ooh,
Gracefully.
Easy. Easy.
Easy.
But yeah, I came fully prepared to my alternate studio for today's live game. But mostly, out of all the things that have happened, I still wish the Red Sox were here.
I still do too. It would be great if we could have Jays Red Sox in the postseason.
I mean, I don't know if that's ever happened before.
Did the Red Sox make the postseason in 2016?
No.
Who won the AL East in 2016? Who did Cleveland beat in the first round? Was that New York?
They beat Boston in the first round. Yes, the Red Sox made it as the wild card that year.
Nope. The Jays and the Orioles played in the wild card game in 2016. The Red Sox won the division.
Yes, fuck. I was at that game. I will pull up a photo. I'm going to pull up the video that I had from the third base dugout watching Edwin Encarnacion hit that home run. Shit, I was at that game. Why do I not know these things? Oh, right.
That was
Concussion.
a great game.
Yeah, okay, a bunch of volleyball photos. That was fun. Softball. Oh, yep, here we go. Oh yeah, there's my buddy Arash, aka your sworn enemy.
They're not sworn enemy. I just don't care for him.
Yeah, well, he's my buddy. I love you, Brian.
I love you, Brian.
Here we go.
Hey!
Not bad, eh?
No, not bad at all.
And this was several iPhone modes ago.
Yeah.
Mostly I was salty that I didn't get to go for work, so I was fortunate enough to get tickets as a private citizen, and I kind of tried to show people up.
You got good tickets as a private citizen.
again, that's through a contact and just like a really, really nice guy. Like all the love in the world, all the love in the world to him. I mean, yeah, like incredibly generous with his tickets, and it seems to like me enough.
Yeah, apparently. He gave you wild card game tickets.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling he was able to, use like the other series tickets. That's big K by Snell there, and that does it for him. So 2 outs, Rays go to the bullpen. Snell's night is done. Jays, they could still cook something up.
Yeah. We'll see. We will see.
As we are now in commercial break.
This game has gone to commercial break. As we remind you that this game is brought to you by I'm Out of Futurama products.
Okay, what's a good one? This one is brought to you by the Apathy Party. We don't want that kind of enthusiasm here.
I'm in.
Whatever. You're in. Great. You're out. Oh, man. I mean, this is a fun way to go about a podcast, but it just gives you all the respect in the world for the actual broadcasters who do this day in and day out. Sure, they get, commercial breaks to breathe and stuff, but
they also have, the staff in their ears who tell them all the fun stats.
I mean, I've been in situations where I've had people in my ears, and it's either been the best thing or the worst thing. Like, I know, like, a good friend of mine, Sean Seneschal, out back in Halifax, he was my producer 5 years ago now. We were doing the college badminton national finals, and he was in my ear the whole time, and it was the best thing because he would tell me, which game to go to, which camera to go to, interesting facts. We'd shoot the shit. He'd tell me to rein in a couple Simpsons references when I got out of control. Like I think I might have told this on the podcast. At one point, I was told to do an ad read, and I said, "I for one welcome our new corporate overlords," and he goes, "Easy,
easy."
And afterwards, I'm like, "Look, I was doing a Simpsons thing." He's like, "Yeah, I know, Ken Brockman and the Ants." Sean, if you're listening to this, I love you, buddy. We'll catch up soon.
I, for one, welcome our new ant overlords.
Well, man, I mean, it is a lot of fun to actually be in a booth calling a game. And I was lucky enough to call like some Nova Scotia senior baseball games.
Interesting.
A lot of fun. Cold as hell. Like, I should not have worn shorts, but it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ooh.
This is a long commercial break for a pitching change. Blake Snell does not look happy that he got taken out.
No, he does not, but the Rays get the result they need. They get the ground out up the middle, nearly takes the reliever's head off, but that puts an end to the top of the sixth. We go to the middle of the sixth inning. We got another commercial break, for fuck's sake.
So many commercial breaks in baseball.
Well, I mean, it's not football level bad, but,
No, that's fair.
It's a lot. And yeah, I mean, football, like, speaking of it, they've had their first team outbreak. Reported today, Tennessee Titans, they've suspended all team operations to sort things out. And the Minnesota Vikings are just to be safe. They're going through their checks as well. So right away, this virus is not going away. We know the case numbers in Canada, and yeah.
It is very serious. This commercial break brought to you by the Moon Amusement Park, where whalers on the moon
We carry a harpoon, but there ain't no whale, so we make tall tales and sing a whaling tune. Oh, man. Hi, Animatronio.
That's not even the same episode.
You're not even the same episode.
No, I'm not a Futurama.
I once knew a guy. You were like him. I'm a good captain. Bender, please, you need to drink. You're too sober to fly. But Bender, I love you like a father. Oh, man. We already made 500 pounds of penguin tempura. Such a good show.
Such a good show. Okay. So as we head to the bottom of the sixth.
Yes. Right now we're going to see, I would have to assume, a different Blue Jays pitcher on the mound at this point.
Oh, I would have to assume.
And you've got Brandon Lau, you got Arozarena, and Nate Lowe coming up. This was the danger part of the Rays order when things got hairy back in the fourth inning. So look to them to produce once again. As I mean, I was actually having a conversation with my mother about this. Where do you stand on the cardboard cutouts of fans in the seats?
I think it's less creepy than the Fox CGI fans.
Leave it to Fox to do something foxy.
Foxy, the Fox Network Fox.
It's like Slurms McKenzie, only less fun. So tired of partying.
So tired of partying.
So tired. But yeah, she thought it was, kind of kitschy, but not in a fun way.
It's cute.
It's like, I mean, I'd like it if it was like, if you donate to charity, you can be a cardboard cutout.
Well, that's what Jays did.
Which is nice, which is a good thing to have. And also, I like when, if you're...
Oh, good Lord, it's still Robbie Ray on the mound.
Fuck! Oh, my God.
Why?
He's been in longer than Shoemaker.
Pitch count wise, yes.
This is insane.
Who decided that this was a good decision?
What was Pete Walker up to in his spare time before tonight?
Who? This is like Joe Madden trying to close out the World Series with Aroldis Chapman.
Big mistake. Huge. Also, Rajai Davis. Mad respect.
Rajai Davis, I think, has hit 10 home runs in his whole career. But one of them was the World Series, the tie Game 7.
Man, that was a great World Series. I mean, either way that one goes, the two existing streaks, the two snake-bitten playoff franchises. You'll love to see the Cubs win it, though, just because it's the friggin' Cubs winning the World Series 1 year after Back to the Future predicted it.
They missed it by that much.
Hey, 2015, they came close-ish.
They did. Has anything felt right since the Cubs won the World Series?
No.
So I think we need the Cubs to win the World Series again to fix everything.
That's the Freaky Friday, I wish we could change bodies for just one day moment.
Yeah.
Whoa, holy shit, you're right.
So it's settled. The Cubs need to win the World Series this year.
I wish we could trade bodies for just one day. Whoa! Am I? Are you?
No.
Fuck. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
Oh, damn it. Why is Robbie Ray Cyrus still in the goddamn game?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
Dude, Arozarena is going to take him. He's going to take him for another triple.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, this is...
AJ Cole is warm.
Wow. Okay, now I see why they kept Robbie Ray in. 93 and high, Arozarena swings and misses.
If they lose this game 1-0, it's all Robbie Ray's fault.
It's all your fault. I'm sorry. It's all
your fault. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Remember in the before times when people would gather in places?
Chant things?
one of the last fun things before everything got flipped, turned upside down. I was at a Nashville Predators game in Nashville.
Ooh.
Where against the Stanley Cup runner-up Dallas Stars, they would hound the goalie with the "it's all your fault, it's all your fault" after they give up a goal.
Ha, that's awesome.
It's so awesome. And you know what they serve at Predators games?
Catfish?
Moonshine. Yeah. Dude. Like Tennessee has allowed some legally distilled moonshines. Impeccable. As Robbie Ray Cyrus gets out of the inning. He's gone as long as Matt Shoemaker and has been exponentially worse. Go to Tennessee, go drink some moonshine, and
you can get moonshine at the LCBO.
But like, is it priced reasonably, or is it like People's Republic of Canada taxation?
I mean, it's priced like as reasonably as wine is here.
So not reasonably at all.
I mean, it's Canada, so no.
Yeah.
But it's priced as reasonably as other alcohol.
Lousy puritanical taxes.
5 strikeouts in 3 innings. He didn't pitch terribly other than that triple.
And that, passed ball.
Yeah.
But again,
if it hadn't been for that passed ball, he gets out of it.
Again, in such a microscopic season, in a microscopic series, every small detail is the difference between, postseason hero and postseason goat. And not the good kind of goat, like the other kind of goat.
The tasty kind of goat.
Very tasty. Wow, I could really go for some goat curry right about now.
Goat.
And people don't like goat. I don't get it.
I don't get it. It's tasty.
It's a perfectly cromulent meat.
Goat.
Billy Goat Tavern in Chicago is also a gas.
Oh, yeah. Billy Goat Tavern's terrific. So's Murphy's Bleacher.
I mean, that's, again, we happily sign off on we won't go anywhere until things are okay. We can still reminisce.
Okay.
We can absolutely still reminisce, like Bill Shatner trying to sing 17.
Oh, Bill Shatner.
When I was 17, I had some very good beer. I purchased with a fake ID. My name is Brian McGee. I stayed up listening to Queen when I was 17. No joke. And he does the full song.
That's awesome.
That was a couple of guys I worked with in Calgary a couple of years ago who would have the spaced out best of Shatner and Nimoy in the car whenever they drive. And it was, these dudes were top shelf awesome. Tom Smith, Reese Schaefer, if somehow you're listening to this, you guys are the friggin' best.
All we need to do is tag them when we send the podcast out.
You never know.
You never know.
As we've got Diego Castillo back on the mound for the Rays. He got the last out in the previous inning. And Randall Grichuk, non-evil Grichuk, coming up to the plate in the top of the 7th. It's almost time for the 7th inning stretch. Neither of us should stand because we are not wearing pants.
No, pants? What are those?
Don't you hate pants?
Don't you hate pants?
Once again, the top of the 7th inning is brought to you by the Canyonero.
Picture a truck with 4-wheel drive. Smells like a steak and seats 35. Canyonero.
Whoa.
Canyonero.
As Grichuk strikes out. Whoa, Canyonero.
Top of the line in utility sports. Unexplained fires are a matter for the courts. Canyonero.
Whoa.
Canyonero.
10 feet tall, 3 lanes wide.
4 tons of American pride. Canyonero.
At one point, I think it seats 35 too.
Yeah, picture a truck with 4-wheel drive, smells like a steak, and it seats 35. Canyonero.
Oh, and Vladdy is on with a hit by pitch right on the side of the hip. He's okay though. He's jogging. Do they pinch run for him now?
Oh, well, I mean, who do they put into play first? Shaw? Shaw.
What about Rodrigo?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Rodrigo's in the lineup.
Yeah, we got to get Rodrigo. Rowdy Teles. It's Rowdy Teles. It's now for Teles time. Hey. Oh, meeting on the mound. Things are getting intense. Or have you not gotten there yet?
I just saw Vladdy get hit.
Good to know. Good to know. I mean, again, 1-0 game can be just as exciting as an 8-5 game, as a 9-7 game.
Ooh. The New York Rangers are going to buy out Henrik Lundqvist.
Whoa. End of an era. Holy shit.
End of an era. I mean, it was kind of expected when he wasn't going to retire.
That's true.
They have 2 good goalies, but still, that's sad to see.
They got that Siberian kid, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, he is good. I feel bad that I'm forgetting his name and I called him Siberian.
I know who you meant.
Yeah. Nye Rangers goalie. But you know what that means? Oh, Alexander Georgiev.
Yeah. Georgiev.
Yeah, he's from Siberia. Just like, Marco Ramius is from Lithuania. Yo, Georgiev is Bulgarian Russian. So I'm not sure which country he plays for, but man,
Tesher gets smoked in the face.
Never fun to see. I mean, that was always the danger of being a catcher. You miss, it hurts.
Yep. Tools of ignorance.
Another pitch coming in.
Since I was a stocky kid, they made me play catcher a lot.
Do you enjoy it at all? Like,
it was fun.
I mean, I love the gear. Like, catcher's gloves are awesome. And like the mask is cool, like the backwards helmet feeling like Crash Davis. I mean, I caught bullpens like when I managed. Like that was fun as shit for me.
Yeah, the gear is cool.
Yeah.
The constant thwack, thwunk, bang, not so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I can see, again, you got to be like the smartest guy on the field, like in that position, but you also got to have like crazy athleticism and reflexes.
Yep. Do something, do something, do something, do something.
Somebody do somebody, blah, blah, blah.
Come on, Lourdes. Do something.
Do it for Cuba. Do it for pineapples. Do it for
sunflower seeds. Oh, no, wait, that's Teoscar.
Wait, what's Teoscar?
He dumps sunflower seeds on guys when they hit home runs.
Wasteful but enjoyable.
Yes.
Also, go to sunflower seed flavor. Where are you at?
Sweet chili.
Ooh, nice.
What about you?
Black pepper.
Good choice.
Yeah,
understated.
Yeah, I mean, like you don't get like the salt jowl from like the oversalted ones, but you get enough flavor to keep you alert.
Yeah.
And like it's a rare-ish flavor to find, but you track it down, and the key is like a good crunch on the seed. Like you can't just be storing them in your gear bag because like they will get mushy.
They will get soggy. Yeah.
And that's the key. Like I love that this is a sport you can eat while playing.
Yeah. Yep.
Also, don't chew tobacco, children.
Big league chew.
Big League Chew. It's a gateway. Whoa, helicopter bat.
Helicopter bat. Helicopter bat.
Miracle Cream. Miracle Cream.
Miracle Cream. Miracle Cream. They owe it all to Miracle Cream.
Heroes don't do drugs. Oh, man. Again, high leverage situation for the Blue Jays. We're talking about Futurama. This is my kind of night, dude. This is a good time.
Good time.
And we are well into hour 2 of the podcast. Thank you so much for everyone who has been sticking with us throughout this YouTube live cast. How many viewers have we had?
Let me take a look at the live stream dashboard. Hooray, we have a like. I think it's just us.
Awesome. But take a look at the screen right now. Do it. Do it to be cool.
Doing it to be cool. One sec.
No problem. And again, you can watch this after the game is over, of course, to like director's cut commentary, the baseball game.
Yep.
But yeah,
you can also listen to this on our podcast stream. This will be by far the longest episode ever.
Ever. Unless we decide to do a Yankees-Red Sox game. Oh, I saw some...
Zing.
I saw some hands.
2-1. 1 out.
Absolutely stunning piece of hitting from Lourdes Gurriel Jr. I mean, just makes great contact with the ball, forces the Rays to bring out another reliever. It is getting intense. I mean, like that is like fantastic contact there. And now you have Teoscar Hernandez. He's got to do that. You say he's Bautista. Now it's a time for some Jose
Bautista impression. Yeah.
And that's
this
heroic.
This pitching brought to you by Dr. Flim Flam's Miracle Cream. May cause superpowers in humans.
Hey, Zoidberg, get in here. Screw you. Ain't got that. So now you've got Vladdy at second, Gurriel at first, the Rays going into their bullpen, and only 1 out. This is promising.
This is a big situation.
And you called it. Get Snell out of the game. There's a vulnerability.
Yeah. We had a peak viewership of 3.
Awesome. Whoa. Aaron Judge just went Yahtzee. 1-0 Yankees on a skyscraping shot off Shane Justin Bieber.
All right.
Never mind, 2-0. There was a runner on that I didn't see. Stupid Yankees.
Stupid Yankees being stupid. I'm not sure who I'm going to cheer for in that series.
I mean, I have a soft spot for Tito Francona. I also like hot dogs with pierogies on them. Wait. Sorry, I missed that.
But the team name is so racist.
Incredibly so. What are we going to do? Cheer for the Yankees? Like, cheer for rain? Cheer for rain. We're cheering for rain.
Meteor. Sweet
Squirrel
meteor
attack.
of death.
Squirrel attack. We just need the mites. Remember the Jabba Chamberlain mites?
Jabba Chamberlain mites? Yes.
We need that shit to happen. Yeah, they got to change that fucking name.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're in the consulting process of doing so. So we'll see if that happens.
The Cleveland baseball team.
The Washington football team. What's the shorthand for that? Are they footballers?
Well, they're the Washingtons.
I like it.
It's got zing, pizzazz, and also not a slur.
Exactly. It fills all of the check boxes. Not a slur.
Yeah, I mean, like, you'd think. Just maddening, some of the things that exist. Ooh. But
Come on,
yeah,
Teoscar. Do something good. Do something good.
that's all the people want. I mean, this is like he's down in the count. He's like there's going to be a good pitch coming. Like I don't see Anderson wasting one this early in his time up there. But let's see what happens. Oh, stand corrected. 1 and 2.
Remember, I am 2 pitches behind you.
All right, now that we're getting into the tense part and it is Jays related, I will, even if something cool and exciting happens, like Mothra flies in.
I'm cheering for Mothra. Go, Mothra.
Mothra. Also, somehow the Rancor escapes and starts terrorizing people in the trop.
Oh.
Let's get Rodan in on this shit too. I mean, Rodan's a bro.
Gojira! Hey, Gojira!
Actually, that's not Godzilla. We could not obtain the copyright rights, but for all intents and purposes, let's treat it like Godzilla, even though it isn't. Ah!
For copyright purposes, that's Godzilla with 2 L's.
I thought it already had 2 L's.
With 1 L, sorry.
Then it would be Godzilla. Or Godzilla.
It's Gourdzilla.
Ooh, the Gorn. Oh, that's a mashup no one needed or asked for.
That's the Canadian Godzilla.
Oh, there's Gordy.
Gordy.
He's terrorizing Winnipeg. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Gourdzilla. Yeah, Portage in Maine. It's looking dicey, eh?
Yeah, eh? Oh, that there's real bad, eh?
Oh, what? We're getting into Minnesota a little. It's like, yeah. So look at Rodan. He's a snappy lizard.
Oh, it looks like we've got some pinch hitting coming up. Is that who I think it is? Are they pressing the panic button?
Slam it. Slam that panic button. And I mean, it's the logical place, like with VR coming up. I mean, if that's the guy to do it, like now is the chance. What's the count looking like on your end?
I've got a full count.
Exciting.
But what happens? What happens?
Well, you don't want me to tell you. I'm from the future. I already know.
Oh, a pop out.
That wasn't part of the deal. Yeah, kind of a buzzkill. So, top of the 7th, 2 outs, runners on first and second, and Joe panic. Everybody panic!
Now, I understand you pinch hit a guy in who can then play the position, but you've got a longer bench here. Why not pinch hit in, say, Rowdy?
Rodrigo.
And then put panic in to play the position.
Because Charlie Montoya was seeing 3 chess moves ahead, and we're playing fucking Scrabble.
Yes, that's fair. Watch as Joe panic hits the go-ahead home run here.
Oh, yeah. Well, he bat flips it all the way to...
Venus?
I was going to say Ybor City, but yes, Venus works too. And I mean, Panic, he's got that San Francisco Giants experience. I mean,
got that San Francisco Giants shine. You could do this.
And always good. You get that lefty righty matchup. Mr. Burns playing the percentages.
VR not have a good day.
No, I mean, it's kind of tough it's tough for anyone to have a good day against Blake Snell. But in these, must-win games, you need offensive production top to bottom.
Yes, you do.
Oh, and speaking of Henrik Lundqvist, does he become the latest old person to go join the Maple Leafs?
I don't see it. The Leafs need a young, good goalie.
No, they just need a goalie.
No, the Leafs are perfectly fine with Anderson. If they're going to replace Anderson, they need someone who's better and cheaper.
So then why not just get defense people?
Because they can't afford defense people if they're paying Anderson.
Trade everyone. See how cool I'm playing it, even though I know where we're at in the game?
So it's already happened.
What's already
It's
happened?
already out.
Ain't over till it's over. That wasn't what you think it was.
Yes, it was. No.
Yeah.
He didn't catch that. He didn't catch that. That hit the ground.
No, it went in his glove.
He clearly.
No, he caught it, dude. They're not going to show a replay, and they're not going to challenge it. But I'm pretty sure he caught that.
Oh, he's stinking.
So we're now in the middle of the seventh, traditionally the time of the seventh inning stretch. So we could sing Irving Berlin. We could do OK Blue Jays, Let's Play Ball. Or we could not stand up because no one wants to see that.
And the one. And the two.
What are we going with? Irving Berlin or OK Blue Jays?
What do you want to go with? I think we've got enough time for both.
All right. Which Irving Berlin are we going with?
I don't know. Which Irving Berlin do you want to go with?
Good question. I mean, it is funny, though, when I found out that Irving Berlin wrote God Bless America, and I'm like, wait a minute. He's one of us. So they're asking for our guy to bless America.
Yes, he is.
Maybe
But that's also traditionally, that's in the seventh inning.
Maybe be nicer to us, maybe? Also, don't look at the second and third stanzas of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It gets bad.
It's incredibly Jesus-y.
It's like, turning double plays is a sin, so saith the Lord. What? Yeah, because double plays break the rules of monogamy.
Yes, that's how it works, right?
Yeah, it's like, if you get hit by the pitcher's throw, turn the other cheek, says the Lord. It's like, fuck off.
I'll charge the man if I feel like it.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, we're back and no one had to hear us sing any actual copyrighted lyrics.
Yeah.
AJ Cole taking the mound, kind of overdue, to be honest.
Should have happened like 2 innings ago.
Yeah, back when things were getting kind of bullshitty.
And yet, here we are, still only down 1.
And again, Tampa, they've only mustered 3 hits. Their run came on a passed ball, granted, set up by that, awesome triple. But again, Tampa's only leading in the hit department 3-2, leading in the run department 1-0. This is close. This is what you want to see in playoff baseball.
Absolutely.
Bottom of the 7th.
This is entirely a winnable game for the Jays.
It could also spiral the fuck out of control.
Yes, it absolutely could. But let's hope it doesn't.
Ideally, it doesn't. But if it does...
I'm getting angry and turning it off.
Well, yeah, that's how sports works. But yeah, good first at bat, though, from AJ Cole. Gets a swinging strikeout to put him away 1 down. And that's exactly what you need to see from a guy like him. These are the really tense moments of the game. Granted, we've been tense the entire game, but that's us.
Yeah. But this has been essentially high leverage from the word go. Yeah,
again, microcosm of a season, microcosm of a playoffs. I don't know. I keep saying that word. I do not think it means what I think it means.
No, I think you're right.
And now Joey Wendell, who looks approximately 12 years old. But remember, 12-year-olds are good at baseball.
12-year-olds are very good at baseball. I'll
Yeah.
drink to that.
Those rascally bad news bears.
It feels like a million years ago we were talking about them.
And how we totally Matt Damon'd our other bracket.
Matt Damon. It'll show up one day, probably once the playoffs are done.
We apologize. We ran out of time. But yeah, 35 episodes.
Bracket.
Yeah, 35 episodes. It's been one hell of a podcast season.
Yeah, it really has.
And yeah, like, do we do a season finale at some point? Do we just keep going ad infinitum forever and ever and ever and ever?
Ad infinitum, forever and ever and ever and ever.
So we'll be doing season 1, episode 60 at one point.
Yes.
So when we do get canceled, we'll be just like Firefly. One great season.
One great season.
Oh, man. The Trop is the least enjoyable TV stadium.
Trop's the least enjoyable stadium, period. Having been to a game at the Trop, it's an awful stadium.
Okay, so what's that like? Because I'm fascinated by everything about that place.
Actually, the concourses are pretty decent. They have good stadium food.
Oh, go on.
Yeah. You can get a bucket of chicken fingers, a literal bucket of chicken fingers for $5.
I'm intrigued. I like chicken fingers.
You can pet stingrays.
Whoa. That is cool.
Yeah. You know that tank of stingrays that they show out in center field? You can go out there and pet them.
But what if they fight back?
They've been de-stingered.
Ah. Haven't we all?
Indeed. Yeah. The in-game experience sucks because nobody's there.
Yeah, I mean, like I remember going to a game at the Big O in Montreal, and
I do too.
Again, we were at the same fucking game, dude.
Yeah.
So seeing Randy Johnson pitch, fucking awesome. Seeing a bunch of empty seats and Jean-Paul Sartre wannabes, not as fun.
Not as fun. No, I mean, I went to the Trop. There were about 9,000 people there. You never have to wait in line for the bathroom.
Ooh.
You never have to wait in line for food.
I mean, those are actually selling points. I hate lines.
Yeah. No, it's like watching baseball in a hermetically sealed environment. It's very difficult. You don't hear the crack of the ball off the bat. Not all of the seats face in the right direction.
Of course not.
Well, it was designed to be partially a football stadium.
Makes sense. Most things were. And again, Raymond James Stadium is like right nearby, like the sombrero. Yeah, it's the sombrero. Yep. And again, that's a fun stadium because they have a goddamn pirate ship in there that shoots cannons whenever they score a touchdown.
I'm aware. Yeah, so the acoustics of it are not great. You can't always hear the ball off the bat. I understand why the players complain about tracking the ball, because the ball is the same color as the ceiling.
My horn can pierce the sky.
Yeah, it's not a terrible fan experience. It's just in the middle of nowhere. It's in an industrial zone.
Which, granted, you know, if the Blue Jays ever like built something at Downsview Park, it would be the same thing.
Yes, and that would be a bad place for it to be.
Where could a nice-looking Blue Jays ballpark go?
I'd like to see them build at Christie Pitts.
That would be cool on all sorts of levels, mostly because my great-grandfather played sports there and may or may not have fought off a bunch of anti-Semites back in the day.
Very cool. No, I think if there's going to be a new Blue Jays stadium, it would be part of that rail deck redevelopment.
Oh yeah, like they're building like right along the train tracks and all in that like downtown formerly industrial area, which is now like random nightclub warehouses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because
So I think
what could possibly go wrong with building on a marsh?
oh, who would think of that? No, that's where it will be. They're actually building, they're enclosing the rail deck and building a park over top of it. And I think that a new Blue Jay stadium would likely be part of that if they were to build a new stadium. Although the land value of where the Rogers Center is just too great for them to ever abandon having a stadium there. I think more likely than not, they will end up just vastly redeveloping the Rogers Center.
That seems like the most like likely thing to happen. I mean, how many condos is enough condos?
So many condos.
So many goddamn condos. Also, near my childhood home, they are building condos, which is concerning on several levels.
There's too many condos in the city of Toronto. Far too many.
Absolutely too many. And yeah, I mean, and yet none of them are affordable.
Nope, there's nowhere for anyone to actually live in the city of Toronto. There's too many condos.
You're actually living in Manitoba. Many people don't know this.
You're actually living in Winnipeg is the trick.
Yeah. What's the count now at your on your screen?
Still 1-1. He's thrown over about 4 times.
I mean, at this point, just pitch the ball already. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
I feel like something's about to go wrong.
Nothing's gonna go wrong.
Womp womp.
Wait, what are you womp-womping about?
The 2-run home run.
It's a hell of a shot by Manuel Margot, though, and this is what
yes, it was.
Needed. Like, maybe they shouldn't have gone to AJ Cole earlier.
Maybe not. I think that's the game.
That is in such a tight, like airtight game like this. That is lethal. I mean, the Jays do have like scheduled up Kirk, Jansen, and Biggio. That could be something.
It could be, but you knew right off the bat there.
Great swing, though. Manuel Margot, again, one of those guys who it's like, oh, shit, he is good at baseball.
And it just wasn't Cole's night.
No, and, I mean, the Jays are going to have to regroup quickly. One, they still have batters up in this game, but tomorrow, suddenly, having Reed isn't bad. Unless they pull him after 2 fucking innings.
Yeah, I mean, taking out Shoemaker after 3 innings is starting to look like already a real bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, he was looking comfortable. Like, he was getting out of, like, mild jams, and he was throwing with some gas. Like, you got to let them throw.
You got to let him have a chance. You got to let him get into trouble.
And again,
that was overmanaging.
Yeah, absolutely overmanaging. And it's a young team. You got to let them figure this shit out because this is a great experience for them. Either way this goes, you got to let them figure it out.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, even if they lose today and tomorrow, it's after everything that went on this season. It's great experience that they even made it this far.
Playoffs, you goddamn take it.
Yeah.
Now the Jays have Ryan Barucki on the mound. See what he can do with 1 out. Rays up 3-0 on the Jays. And this week in Blernsball, breaking all sorts of time records on this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're pushing 2.5 hours at this point.
Yep, we have brought you just about every single pitch. We've brought you guest stars. We've brought you segments. We've brought you Really, anything and everything you could possibly want, except for more offense from the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting fantasy football trade offers, and none of them are enticing.
Well, that's always good.
Also,
You don't want to take those trade offers.
Patrick Mahomes putting up a 40 burger on Monday night. That was amazing.
Yes, that was amazing. So would you like to go to a random Futurama episode of the week?
Yes, I would.
So I'm going to season 2, episode 15, A Clone of My Own.
Oh, we haven't done Cubert yet.
We haven't touched Cubert yet.
We have not touched Cubert yet. There are a bunch of Cubert episodes we've been sitting on, and Dwight Conrad episodes. Dude, how have we gone this far without talking about Cubert Farnsworth?
I don't know. So Clone of My Own is the episode where the professor reveals Cubert. It turns out that Cubert doesn't want to do anything that the professor wanted him to do, even though he's a clone of the professor. So the professor takes an early retirement to the near Death Star.
Oh, man. What was I going to say? He was grown from one of the more shapely growths on my back.
Why does his nose look like that? It got squished against the test tube.
Man. That's what being a scientist is all about. No, that's what being a fairy princess is all about. Oh, man. And then how the physics of the spaceship was absolutely hilarious in that episode.
It stays in place while the universe moves around it.
That's impossible. Nothing is impossible. And eventually, I came up with it in a dream, and I forgot it in another dream. Good pull, man. We needed to get Cubert into the mix. Sure, he has that Cousin Oliver vibe, but you grow to somewhat tolerate him over time.
Also, he only appears when he's necessary.
Absolutely. As Barucki gets out of the inning, we are done with the 7th. We are heading to the top of the 8th.
Jays only have 2 more shots at this.
We are
and
going...
I mean, what really kills me is they're only down 3-2 in the hits column, but Tampa's just made the most of their hits.
I think Tampa, they've got to have like 4 hits, 5 at this point, right?
According to the score bug that just came up, 3. Tampa's got more walks.
Oh, 4 hits.
4 hits?
Just updated on the ESPN.
I will trust the ESPN.
And speaking of trusting the ESPN, I've got a random Futurama episode of the week for you.
Okay, go for it.
Season 7, Proposition Infinity.
Ooh, Prop Infinity.
Yeah, when Bender and Amy get together and the whole robosexual scandal. Also, it's got some great...
Robosexual marriage.
What will be next? Gay robosexual marriage? Oh, Morbo, get woke, bro.
Morbo tends to be one of the more woke characters.
I will destroy you. Yeah, Morbo's awesome. But yeah, it's got some great Kif moments. I'm not just some piece of tofu, Amy. It's got some amazing professor lines. It's got, her name wasn't Eunice. It was Unit. It's got George Takei because, love is love is
George
love.
Takei. Yeah.
Oh, the humanity! And also Bender. Oh, man. At the end, Prop Infinity passes, anyone can love anyone. And Amy's happy, and she's like, Bender, we can finally be a public monogamous relationship. Yeah, monogamous.
Monogamous.
Oh, Bender, never change.
Never change, Bender.
And yeah, just a nice, fun, happy late season episode. It's got the professor being all curmudgeonly. It's got the Angry Dome.
Oh, the Anger Dome.
No, deviant robosexuals, not under my roof. What about on the roof?
It gives doing the robot a whole new meaning.
To the beats, y'all. To the beats, y'all. Throw my hands in the air and the feet, y'all. Bender says that at one point. I'm not just randomly making up white guy dancing.
No, I didn't think you were. Although that's a very white guy kind of dance for Bender.
He is funky. He's got some good robot moves. And don't worry, we'll have white guy dancing in the middle of the 8th inning. Because you know what's coming up in the middle of the 8th.
Where it began.
But we'll do it proper.
Yeah, that for the yes. All 8 games tomorrow starting at noon Eastern. Oh boy.
Wait, what?
All 8 games tomorrow starting at noon Eastern.
All of them starting at the same time, or all of like the
No,
day?
on Sportsnet.
Oh, okay. Because I thought they were like spread out like throughout.
They are spread out. No, this isn't decision day.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be like ass to couch, glued.
Oh, here's an interesting thing. Rowdy Tellez is set to pinch hit for Danny Jansen.
Which again makes sense. You have El Capitan who can come in and catch.
Do they not have a third catcher on their roster?
They do, but again, we can't talk about him without just becoming immature 12-year-olds.
Yeah. Come on, Alejandro.
He's shown them, some flashes of power when he came up this season. I mean, it'll be exciting to see what he does in this at bat.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just queuing up something that everyone will enjoy later on. But mostly, I mean, again, pins and needles right now. Top of the 8th inning. You've got Anderson still on the mound for the Rays, and biggest at-bat of Ale Kirk's life.
Yep. Until the next one.
Well, yeah, I mean, you were right. That is a stupid thing to say. It's like I was watching Heat Celtics, and like one of the broadcasts, like, this is the biggest game of Kemba Walker's career. No, I don't think so. Why? What do you think was ahead of it? No, the game against the Raptors. Well, this one supersedes it. It's deeper in the playoffs. Well, no, that one was the biggest one then. And then Mike Breen is just like, so back to the game, everybody. He done him dirty.
He done him dirty. Kirk has remarkable plate discipline for a guy his age.
I know. It's amazing. Like, he's really showing, a lot of maturity for a young guy.
He has maturity beyond his years.
And again, that can only be a good thing for the Blue Jays because, again, good young players, hard to come by.
Yeah.
Especially offensive producing catchers. Like,
oh, yeah. Offensive producing catchers are the holy grail of baseball players.
Absolutely. Have you caught up to real time yet?
3-2, nobody out.
Again, high leverage situation. What did Kirk do? Yeah, he pops out. But that brings up our Vil de Chaya, Rodrigo.
Rowdy!
Rowdy.
Rowdy, 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 rowdy.
Rowdy. That's enough rowdies.
It's like Rudy, but rowdy.
Yes, and fewer tax avoisions. Avoision. No, evasion. No, I say avoision.
Come on, Rowdy. Do something big.
Do something crazy.
Let's get rowdy.
Vil de Chaya.
The Taylor Bottle comes oil.
We need to get Yiddish back into baseball. I don't know how, but we got to.
Ooh, it was a big swing.
That is his move.
Looks like Rowdy lost a little bit of weight over his time off.
I believe so, yeah.
He's a little less thick and a little less chunky.
No, I mean, like that can only bode well for him going forward.
Yeah. Looking a little more svelte.
And again,
As
like, he
he
still
takes it.
has that power. He's still the guy that can, launch the ball like nearly 500 feet. And
Oh, yeah.
you need him to come up big in situations like this if the Jays are going to have any shot of, getting back into it.
Yeah. Yeah, the good thing is this isn't the one and done wild card game like it used to be.
No,
They
now
still have tomorrow.
there is a tomorrow, but it's a limited tomorrow because, anything.
Losing, you're out.
Absolutely.
And he gets one down.
Yep, really nice line single to center field.
Good piece of hitting for Rodrigo.
Very good piece of hitting from Rodrigo. And that brings up Cavan Biggio with a chance to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you're sitting on pins and needles. You really, this is exciting. We did not think we were going to have this for any team. And I'm really happy that you get to see your team in the playoffs.
Yeah, this for both of our teams didn't seem like anything we were going to be able to get this season. So that we're getting playoffs for the Jays is just an added bonus content.
Absolutely. And
did he do it? No, high off the wall.
Again, great stand-up double, runners in scoring position. Bo Bichette now coming up. Cavan Biggio stepping up when it matters.
Huge.
Great piece of hitting from the young man.
Yes, it was. Now, here's where it really comes back to bite him. That passed ball. I mean, the home run's the home run. But that passed ball allowing that one run there could really change the entire game.
Oh, absolutely. It's a 3-run lead instead of a 2-run lead. I mean, now you got to see what happens in this at-bat and these next at-bats.
Now, here's the question. Do you walk Bichette to load the bases and set up the double play?
I mean, Grichuk, I wouldn't want to face Bo, but something tells me that walking the bases loaded with one out,
that comes back to bite you. And they're facing Bo, who is going to get one in. Yep. Now that 2-run home run really hurts because it would be a tie ball game here.
Yep, that throw up the line, and Rodrigo, he comes up big. Great performance in a pinch hit position. He gets on base, he moves well enough to get to. He goes first to fucking third.
First to third, and then Bo does enough to get him in.
And now it's on Grichuk. Now, Ray's got to face him down. He's got to. He gets contact. There's a good chance it's a 1-run game because Biggio can wheel out there.
And they're going on contact with 2 outs.
Absolutely. I mean, this high leverage baseball. And again,
all you can ever really ask for in late September, early October is close games, good games, meaningful games. And we're getting those.
And we were a bit on fumes at the beginning of this inning. We can both admit it. We've been on air, internet air for a long
over 2 hours, coming up on 3 hours at this point.
Yeah, this again is a podcast experience. And now we are seeing the rewards. This is why you don't change the channel. You leave the clicker on the coffee table. You keep watching.
Always watching. Always watching.
Again, nothing better than playoff baseball.
No.
Like
Playoff baseball is its own beast.
We've both watched a lot of sports. We've both watched a lot of different sports. I can remember staying up till like 3 a.m. to watch the Cricket World Cup and having a great time of that. There's something about playoff baseball, man, every time, any game.
Playoff baseball is the epitome of anything can happen in one game.
Mm-hmm. And it's been a fun game. Low scoring, high anxiety. This is the kind of baseball people love. Well, yeah, at least we love it.
At least we love it. This has been a great game so far. Anderson's now getting up there in his pitch count, and if Grichuk can make something happen here, that's a big if. But if Grichuk can make something happen here, the Jays have a shot in the home stretch.
Just keep your eyes on the screens, ladies and gentlemen. This is intense. When we stop talking, things are getting real.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Oh!
Great play by Willie Adames.
Great play by Willie Adames.
A frozen rope by Grichuk. And again,
that was a run. That was a run he took away. There have now been, to end the last 2 innings for the Jays, runs taken off the scoreboard by Rays defense.
Absolutely. So, again, time for our classic game of the week for the 8th inning. It took place in a baseball stadium, but was not a baseball game. July 20th, 2018, the Rugby World Cup Sevens in San Francisco at what was then AT&T Park. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sweet Caroline time. Look at those crazy Fijians. Ba, ba, ba. So good. So good. So good. I was losing my shit. I was there for work covering the tournament. I was in the San Francisco Giants dugout because that was right near the pitch. The international media were so confused by how excited I was. I had to explain to some Germans what I was doing. The Argentinians, as always, are my best friends. They got it. One of my good friends who's, he's now a Vancouver Canucks beat writer. He was there covering it for the province out in Vancouver. He shook his head like, you goddamn Red Sox fan. I mean, baseball music transcends sports, even though it was played in a baseball stadium, but they were playing a very different sport than baseball.
They're playing a very different sport in that baseball stadium.
Dude, that was a great, great weekend. I mean, they couldn't have picked a better locale for that tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plus, San Francisco in July, it's only slightly cold.
Yeah, slightly cold, and mostly when the wind just blows in off the bay.
So every day.
Yeah. How can you find a tourist in San Francisco?
Wearing shorts.
Wearing shorts and a sweater.
So me. And Thomas Hatch is now on the mound for the Blue Jays. Reese McGuire behind the plate.
So this is make or break time. You got to hold him here and then get him back in the top of the ninth.
And now the Rays going into their bench for the pinch hitter, Ji-Man Choi.
Switch hitting pinch hitter, but he won't actually switch hit anymore.
No, he's going to go lefty. He's going to try and do damage, get some insurance runs for Tampa.
Yeah. Although he very notably hit a home run hitting right-handed against the Blue Jays in the opening series of the year.
Oh, yeah. It was a whole lifetime ago, man.
That was July, man.
Crazy to think opening day was July and we still have September playoffs.
Right?
That's the world we live in this year.
This year has been crazy.
It absolutely goddamn has. But we're watching baseball, so we have that shred.
We made it to the playoffs. We got the postseason.
Not sure what else is going to happen after this, but we made it here. And again,
I would absolutely
go ahead.
look.
Sorry.
I'd absolutely run through a wall for Caleb Joseph after that speech. So,
It's a great goddamn speech, to be honest.
woo!
And yeah, they're showing a replay now of the Willie Adamas. Wow, he got some hang time on it. Like, it was a great play at shortstop.
Nah, he took a run off the board there. He is in consecutive innings now taking a run off the board.
And that's again, that airtight defense. There's a reason the Rays are top of the AL.
There is.
And again, like, let's look beyond this season.
They're consistently year in, year out.
Exactly. This is a team that, again, they will still spend next to nothing and are just so incredibly smart at finding, like, literally uncut gems and just like the value they get out of like so many players who like other people aren't looking at. It's amazing.
The Rays have been experts at finding value where nobody else is looking for it.
So where's their movie? Where's their Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill movie?
Yeah, Moneyball 2, Tampa Bay.
Electric Boogaloo.
Boogaloo has a negative connotation now.
Oh, right. Why can't we have anything nice?
Why can't we have nice things?
Oh. Fine, no Electric Boogaloo. This time, it's personal.
There we go.
Except that's the whole point of Moneyball. It's not supposed to be personal. But this time...
Moneyball 2. This time, it's impersonal.
This time, it's numerical.
Moneyball 2. Extra spreadsheets.
Moneyball 2. Moneyballer.
Moneyball 2. Moneyball with a vengeance. Oh, wait. That would be Moneyball 3.
Moneyball, part deux. Let's see. Moneyball Part 2, where Robert De Niro plays a young version of Kevin Cash. And that does it for the bottom of the eighth. 1, 2, 3, down go the Rays. And we are
all out behind you.
Oh, well, we're going to the top of the ninth, and Vladdy Jr. is leading off. So let's get mentally prepared for this because, I mean, this is the meat of the day's order.
Where it happens or doesn't happen.
All I can say is maybe.
Tell my wife I say hello.
What makes a man turn neutral? Maybe your heart is just so full of neutrality. Oh man,
Guerrero, Gurriel, and Hernandez. Chips on the table. This is where this game's gonna be decided.
Yep, and the Rays are bringing in Fairbanks, so you know it's going to be tight up there.
Yep.
And ultimately, though, this has been a much more entertaining game than I was expecting. I frankly, I was coming in with like, let's see what happens kind of emotions. But this has been fast-paced. This has been, like great drama. And really, other than who's winning, like a really enjoyable game.
A very enjoyable game, other than the fact that the Jays are losing.
Yes. And again, like my team is very much out of the playoffs. My team does not have anything right now.
Doesn't your team have the first overall pick?
No, because they kept winning.
Oh, they won too much.
Okay, you go and tell Bobby Dahlbeck and his piercing blue eyes that he can't go out there and try his hardest.
I can't do that to him. His eyes are too beautiful.
Boy. We can't lose Bobby Dahlbeck.
His eyes are just so beautiful.
They are. It's like a puppy you want to play baseball with.
He is.
And again,
So
the
what
Red
happens to
Sox.
Jackie Bradley Jr. next season?
And I was like, yeah, this is his last game as a Red Sox, and I'm going to miss the shit out of him. He easily the best center fielder defensively, like in the AL East, if not the entire non-Mike Trout world.
Yeah, there's always the not Mike Trout distinguisher.
And again, like in the years where it was, Pilar, Kiermaier, and Bradley Jr., he outshone those dudes.
Yeah, well, I mean, unlike those other two, he could hit.
He could. Again, not the best hitter in the world, but he hit when it fucking mattered. He hit a massive 3-run home run to send the Astros the fuck home in 2018. I was
In the
losing
Cheater
my
Bowl.
shit. Sorry?
In the Cheater Bowl.
Yeah. It's not cheating if you're not in a guilty sent.
Not in a guilty sent. Nobody proved it.
Nobody proved nothing. Perfectly clean. No trash cans. Well, not perfectly clean. It doesn't matter. We won. I'm happy.
Yes.
It's called denial. Ain't just a river in Alaska.
So here we go. Chips on the table. All the cards are in. We're all in.
Yes, you need to move your dominoes like a house of cards. Checkmate.
Checkmate. This is where it all gets decided. Unless,
Yep.
of course, they take the lead, in which case it gets decided in the bottom of the ninth.
Unless it gets tied. By the way, are they doing the same runner on second?
Yes.
I don't hate that. I'm okay with that.
At least they're playing by the same rules throughout.
Yes. I think that, a sport like hockey could learn from that. Pick one. Don't fuck around.
Yes. Pick one set of rules and play by one set of rules throughout the season.
Yes.
That said, I want hockey to go to the playoff rules all the time.
Yeah.
I don't care if you have 5 overtimes in a regular game.
I think that is amazing. But every new overtime, you lose a player.
Okay.
Like, let's make it fair. You start off 4-on-4 in first overtime, 3-on-3 in second, 2-on-2 in third overtime.
Somebody's scoring. Somebody's scoring.
And then if it gets to a fifth overtime, you just have a goalie fight. Great audio. Great fucking
Great audio. We're making fisticuffs motions.
Marquess of Queensberry rules.
Why I oughta.
I oughta. Oh man, this, and again, like we're bullshitting right now, but it's a fucking intense at bat.
Yeah, Vladdy, come on, do it. Do the thing, Vladdy. Do the
magic
thing.
man thing, baby. Oh man, and again, like he's working Fairbanks, like he's putting in work. He's like, that means that when Gurriel comes up, this guy's sweating.
Come on, Vladito.
He's got the vision. He's got the great bat. It's just a matter of executing, and that's the big thing that needs to happen.
Mm-hmm. Fairbanks he's had to work on this at bat. Gurriel has seen his pitches. Fairbanks I wouldn't put him in that category of elite closer.
No,
also.
But more than serviceable.
Yes. He's a very good closer.
And again, like he's that raised pitcher where it's like, oh shit, he can, like he'll get you when you don't expect it.
Yes, he will.
Because he can also light it up on the gun.
And Vlad went.
Yeah.
And that's one.
still, yeoman's work at the plate, and Gurriel has gotten that much more time to prepare. But again, really tough to see Vladdy go down on that check swing. I mean, again, first playoff series for Vladdy Jr. Invaluable learning experience. You still want him to commit to that swing if he is going to go.
Yeah, just throw your bat at it, if nothing else. As Fairbanks gasses up to 100 on that first pitch.
Yeah, he can light it up. I mean,
He
again,
can get up there.
that 100-mile-an-hour pitch, level. If you time it, you have a shot.
Take it a long way.
And again, that might be what the Jays need to do against this guy. Again, high-intensity moments for those of you who are listening to us. And again, I'm still several pitches ahead of Jacob, so I'm really playing it cool to whatever happens one way or another.
What happens? What happens?
Watch the game, dude.
I'm watching the game. I am watching the game. So I've got Gurriel in a 1-1 count right now. And he rips one down the line for a double. Yeah, that's a double.
Yeah, great piece of hitting. Hits it right to the game 163 landing. Goddamn Tampa Rays. But again, huge at bat, great swing, and now there's a runner in scoring position to cut the lead to 1 with Oscar Hernandez. Last time he was up in a big situation with runners in scoring position, skied out, was not happy with himself. Chance at redemption here.
Yes, he does. And all it takes is one swing. Change the whole face of this game.
Absolutely. I should revise my statement. He gets it in the air, it's a tie game. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Warming up in the bullpen for Tampa, Aaron Loop.
Whoa.
Little Loop.
There's a name. Now there's a name I haven't heard in a very long time.
Easy there, 7. What's in the box? What's in the box? It's your
I
Oscar.
don't know about getting one in the air tying the game.
Sorry?
But I don't know about getting one in the air ties the game, but
well, in the air and over the fence.
yes. Aaron Loop.
Yeah. I know. Did not.
But I mean, that's the thing that happens with the Rays. Anybody with a funky delivery, they'll pick up and try and make something out of.
Yeah, it's you'll pitch to one person every 23 1/3 innings, and you'll be great. And they'll do that crazy shit, and it'll work.
Oh, 0 for 3 with 5 left on base with men in scoring position tonight. That is not a good stat.
No, it is not. And those missed opportunities. No other way of saying it.
It's the tail of the tape for tonight.
The Rays capitalized, even on a shitty pass ball. They still capitalized. They still put themselves in that position to succeed. Also, blocking the home run, that helps. Again, what is going through Charlie Montoyo's mind? The camera keeps cutting back to him, and we don't have audio because we're
talking. Yeah,
we are the audio.
I am the audio.
And yeah, it's there's going to be a field day about pulling Shoemaker that early in everything. One is a must-win game. And again, Fairbanks, he ran it up to 3-0, and he's battled back decently here. Keep things interesting.
This is a real tight finish.
Mm-hmm.
And again, all you could really ask for in a game like this.
Absolutely.
Oh, he froze him.
Yep. Not what you want to see happen.
and he should have swung at that. I mean, it's easy to sit here and say, oh, he should have swung. But
we're fans. We're allowed to say that shit.
Absolutely we are.
Yeah, like we don't pretend to be anything other than what we are, which is a bunch of nerdy fans.
Yeah. And now it all comes down to Joe Panic.
Just like everyone predicted.
Come on, Joe. Knock one out of here.
Tear the cover off the ball.
Even a single would be nice. Go, 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 go.
Yep, Pat, wild pitch moves the runner up.
But that doesn't really make a difference because A, he's not the tying run, and B, there's 2 outs.
That's true. It does get him a little bit closer.
Little closer.
And again, these are high leverage moments. This is like really intense.
Even a dying quail scores the run now.
Absolutely. Just a Texas leaguer gets you back into the ball game.
And that's the ball game.
Yep. Luke just plops it right into the third baseman's glove. Decent athletic play, though. But the Jays fall to the Rays 3-1. The Rays can now close out the Blue Jays tomorrow with a win.
This has been a marathon.
3 hours and 15 minutes of us talking. This was a marathon.
Yeah, a true marathon. And those of you who have stuck it out, either live or by listening to the podcast, wow, I didn't even want to listen to me that long.
Yeah, we're going to require a lot of self-reflection and chamomile tea after this one.
Indeed.
Still a whole bunch of fun, though, I have to say.
I do too. So I think that'll sign us off. For all of us here at This Week of Blernsball, I'm not even going to say where you can find us on the internet because you knew where to find us on the internet. You listened to this.
Yes.
For all of us here at This Week in Blernsball, I'm Jacob Morris.
I'm Benjamin Bloom. Thank you so much for joining us.
Farewell from the world of tomorrow.